Welcome back to Rune Rambles. I'm your host, Blah Blah, here to make your grind a bit more bearable. Today's episode, the definitive boss tier list. We will rank every boss from Scurious to Scorpio. So log in and listen up. Let's go. All right, it is time for the definitive OSRS boss tier list. Here's how this is going to work. Bosses will be ranked on a standard tier list with S at the top, followed by A, B, C, and D tiers, with the worst bosses in the game being placed in, you guessed it, F tier. We'll head straight down the boss list on the OSRS wiki. Now, we're going to rank these bosses compared against the following categories, starting with mechanics. How do you engage with this boss fight? Is it a classic point, click, wait, and eat simulator? Or are you rocking 8-way switches and one tick flicking the whole time? Is it a boss that teaches players a vital skill? Or does it introduce something new, a new mechanic all on its own? Finally, do I personally find the mechanics fun? Next up, we'll check out loot. How does this boss reward you? Is it a money machine or a lottery ticket? Does it have valuable or impactful uniques? How rare are the drops? More importantly, how do you feel when you get a drop from this boss? And third, overall design. How does this boss look? Is it thematic within its environment? Is it dope? Is it kick-ass? Is it Giga Chad? Or is it not? And of course, the bonus criteria of the day, drumroll please, pets. Does it have a sick-ass pet? Does it even have a pet? Does it need a pet? Remember, this is not my personal opinion. Everything we discuss in this podcast today is objective fact and must be treated as such. Let's get started. All right, fellas, let's get into it. I've got the wiki open here. I've got a crisp Coke Zero mixed with some bourbon to my left. The 0-calorie cocktail, baby. Well, at least little calories, but here we go. First up on the wiki, and we're freeballing this whole thing, so just go with me here. We've got the Barrows brothers. Now, the wiki has them all listed individually. We got Aram, Carol, Darroch, the Wretched, if you will, Gutham the Infested, whatever, so on and so forth. The Blighted Boys, if you will, the Magenta Men, all right? Let's get started with the Barrows brothers mechanics. Not really too much to note here. I mean, the primary thing is definitely the prayer drain, right? Like whenever you go down into one of the crypts, after however many ticks it is, you nerds, after a few seconds, you get a little ugly mug of one of them boys' faces popping up, and you lose like 14 prayer points. Cool. All right, so you're introducing a little bit of resource management here. You've got general fear taking place, some swamp ass taking place. Now, once you kind of get to the bottom, spoiler alert, you killed some of these boys. You're gonna be solving puzzles, kind of, running through the little crypt area, whatever, but really nothing too crazy. Now, each brother does have its own mechanic, right? Like they all have their own little Barrows mechanic. So Aram, don't know what the hell he does. Carol, something about run energy. The only ones you really care about are Darroch and maybe Verac, but Darroch for sure. For those of you who have been living under a Darroch, oh my God, cut this podcast off. I didn't script that. I just made that up. That's terrible. That's absolutely horrendous. That's not worth the price of admission. But for those of you who have been living under a rock, Darroch can hit you hard, man. The lower his hit points are, the higher he's hitting. So go check out an Otoblock video. You're worried about him. Maybe you're a little bit worried about Verac. If you're new to the game. Guthan, he's healing a little bit. Torag, he's got the meat tenderizer, but overall, nothing too much to worry about. Now, the loot is pretty interesting. I applaud the game for keeping the loot relevant for 20 something years. Um, Absolutely has kept that relevant. At least a few pieces. Carol, Aram's is pretty solid, especially with the mage percentage update that they gave it a couple. Has it been a couple years since they did that? Regardless, one of the loot mechanics that they introduced with the Barrows brothers is this idea of loot potential. which I actually don't know if back in the day that was really known. I mean, now you've got rune light and plugins and everything else. You know, you got to get 6 bloodworms and a skeleton or whatever, and you can, you know, spawn the next bear's brother by clicking the door or whatever. But yeah, you're gonna get a lot of runes here. You're gonna get a lot of runes. Great for those Iron Men, getting those blood runes, getting those chaos runes, getting those death runes. A few coins here and there, and some bolt racks to take back to that swordsman over there off Port Phasmatis. But loot's not too bad. Not too bad. It's a great early game boss. Um, I will say though, if we're talking about other things to rank this on, so mechanics solid, whatever, decent. Loot not too bad. Stayed relevant for 20 years. Overall design, ooh, they get some points here. These boys are classic. These boys are absolutely classic. Let me tell you what, too. I have never known fear like opening that Barrow's chest, seeing what loot I got, clicking off of it, and my screen starts to shake. I don't know about you, but even to this day, I am like, I'm fast traveling, man. I'm fast clicking that home telly. I'm out of that joint. Like, I'm not running back through there. You've probably had a good 5 minutes where you can run back through there and take no damage, but I don't know about you, but that still strikes fear into my soul. Overall design, these guys are classic. The armor looks fantastic. Where are we putting the Barrows Brothers? How are we going to start this podcast off? I've got my keyboard at the ready to write this down. I think it's only fitting. Gosh, I'm between B and A here. Let's go B. Let's go Barrows Brothers at B. Barrows Bros. Solid start at B. Solid start at B. Let's rank the Barrows Brothers really, really quickly from dopeness to least dopeness. It's a cop out, but you got to go Darrock, right? You got to go Darrock as number one. Let's go 5-1 or 6-1. Let's leave Darrock at the top. Let's go who's at the bottom here in terms of looks. How afraid are you of this person? How useful is? We're not talking about use of the set, but Aram is probably the worst here. I'm gonna go. Nah, I'm gonna go Torag actually. Let's go Torag at the bottom. Let's go. Let's go Carol next. Not too worried about him. We're gonna go. No, I'll take that back. We're gonna go Torag at the bottom. Guthan right after that. Carol after that. Varak, Aram, Darok. Moving on. Next on the list, this is just an abomination. The gemstone crab. I'm putting the gemstone crab. Ooh, hang on a minute. Let me think about this for just a moment. I was gonna straight put it in F tier, but I got to give this a second now. Let's go back to my original criteria. Mechanics. How do you engage with this fight? For many of us, this is a huge plus. I think I was already max combat before gemstone got dropped, but I still was hitting up a little gemstone, man. I'm a little fond of the gemstone. You hit him up. You got percentage health going on. He's maxing out a 1 on you. Mechanics are not too shabby. It's quite AFK. Loot rewards. I mean, negative points here. Overall design though. Overall design is pretty solid. Pretty solid. No pet though. I think gemstone crab. I think it's got to go D. I think the only thing that keeps this thing alive on the tier list at all is the fact that it's just purely AFK. Purely AFK. All right, this one's going to be potentially a little bit controversial here. Let's talk about old boy Scurrius. Scurrius really was like one of the first early game bosses that they started to introduce. When was this? It's been a couple years. Actually, let's find out when he got dropped. When did they release old Scurrius here? He got released January 24th of 2024. Holy smokes, it's been a couple years. The Rat King himself. All right, let's talk about mechanics here. Scurrius gets some serious kudos on mechanics. All right, this is a great way to introduce people to the game, to early bossing. Obviously, the mechanics, if you've never done it, you've got just a very early introduction to prayer switching. So Scurrius, you can fight him instance, you can fight him in a group, which I think is fantastic actually. That you can join up with the boys, chill and skill, do your thing. You're going to be swapping between mage, range, and melee while pretty much camping melee. Of course, he's going to go nibble on that cheese, go Chucky on him for a little bit, go Charles Entertainment Cheese, go get his little Swiss over there, get his cheddar. Heal up a little bit while he's doing that. He's throwing some stink bombs at you and some lightning, but you just got to deal with it. I think this is a great boss mechanically speaking. Very engaging for newer accounts. I had a lot of fun messing around with this guy, getting those spines. So let's talk a little bit about loot. But before we do that, let me just finally say this. I love that there's no like, we'll see this later with some early game bosses. You got to go kill giants for a key to get a chance at loot. All that mess. That's some junk right there. But no, Scurry's got you covered, man. Just roll up in that joint. The king of the sewers. Call him Splinter. Call him whatever you want. They really should have called his pet Splinter. We'll get there when we get there. Loot wise, I mean, it's all right. I will say this: the uniques. You feel really good getting a unique here. So those of you who don't know this, Scurrious Spine. Obviously, you can attach that to the Rune Mace. Get the Scurrious Rat Mace, whatever Rat Bane mace. You can get the staff or the bow. Those have additional attack speed against his little minion rats. And you get boosted combat XP. It's Scurious. That's pretty nice now. That's pretty nice. You get decent rune drops here and there, a little bit of sustain through some prayer pots or whatever, some alchables. Not too shabby on that front. Now, overall design, I kind of like it. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I kind of wish the little rats were wearing hats though. You feel me on that? Does one of them have a hat on? Let's check this out. Can I see old boy in the back? They gonna let me see him? One boy that got the dude with the hats. He's rocking it. I think we needed like a dirty old beat up patchwork Robin Hood on the range rat though. Range rat. Um, let's talk about the pet here. Little Mr. Scurry. I like it. I do like it. I wish it was like a transmog though. I almost want to see just like a straight up rat, like a little tiny rat, evil rat behind you, and then you can transmog it into straight up Scurrius. But Scurrius is really good, man. Honestly, Scurrius is a really good early game boss. It's really enjoyable. Teaches you some early mechanics. I think it could honestly stand to be a little bit more punishing, and maybe make you swap pairs a little quicker. The falling rocks from the sky or whatever, like it's kind of a stale mechanic later in the game, but you don't really have an opportunity to experience that. So we're gonna move quick here. Let's go Scurrius in A tier. Honestly, I think that's pretty fair. He's sitting in A, we're chilling. All right, let's go Giant Mole. Giant Mole, man. I think the whole community loves some Giant Mole. I'm a big mole fan. Really want to get that mole pet. Let's talk about mechanics here. So, mechanics of the mole. First up, you ain't seeing down there. You got to get that light source. So you got a lot of options here. You got that Bruma torch. You got those sapphire lanterns. You got straight up Kandarin headgear. You got a lot of options now. So quality of life with the mole, a lot better than it used to be. Used to be rocking some beeswax up in there, talking about candles and a tinderbox for talking about some O5 scape. But regardless, the mole, solid, solid, solid. Mechanics, I'm gonna take some points away here, man. Mechanics kind of suck ass at mole. I'm not gonna lie. That Falador shield, great. You can see where the mole's at, but the chance of digging, ugh, I'm like a 230 health boss, whatever this thing is. What is it? How much HP this thing got? 200 health. It's just annoying, man. You'll be at 15 health. He's like, piss off. I'm going 48 tiles away. Yes, come on, bro. And you got staminas and all that madness. You got your cannon down there, but there's so many people farming this thing. Mechanics are kind of ass. Not a big fan of that. Um, honestly, no mechanics doesn't teach you anything. There's not really any other boss in the game that has that. Eh, ew, ugh. Loot honestly could be pretty shit, but the moleskin and mole claws, and especially with the diary where you're getting them noted, that's some quality loot right there, man. You turn them in for some birds nests. You can sell them hoes on the GE. Loot's pretty solid. Not really anything unique though, so some points for that. Points off for that. Now overall design, I do think it's fairly thematic. I like that it's in Falador Park. I like the little mole hills that you get to see around the park, kind of being like, "What's this?" You grab the spade. It's not really intuitive, but it's kind of that classic thing that everybody knows. Um, and obviously, this bonus criteria of pet. That pet is S tier. Everybody knows it is. That naked mole rat situation, S tier. I think that's about the only thing keeping Mole from being like, oh gosh, I mean, I love Mole, but why am I thinking C tier right now? Why am I thinking C tier? Let's go C tier, man. You got to be honest here. I mean, it's like in between C and B. The mechanics are pretty terrible. I like it too much. I'm gonna go B. I think it's a B tier. Deranged archaeologist. Not much to say here, dude. This mug been straight out the library. Mechanics are stupid. I mean, what is he even doing? You're just sitting there praying range. He's got some exploding books. I mean, him and all his other mentally ill siblings that are around this game chucking freaking books at you. I'm kind of tired of it, to be honest with you. But let's get into this. We'll be brief on this cat because he don't deserve much. Now, mechanics wise, again, not much going on. You're doing like a little AOE dodge. Eh, pretty whatever. Loot, absolute chicanery. I mean, they buffed it by adding the steel ring recently, I guess. I mean, you're an early game iron, you want some tank on your dang pinky finger, go for it. At regular drops, ass, unique, booty cheeks, whatever. Overall design, I mean, look at this cat, dude. Look at this cat, looking like Serge Tankian from System of a Down meets a cabin boy from Pirates of the Caribbean rocking a turquoise book. Like, we couldn't have made him look more like an archaeologist out here in the swamps. Like, we could have done a little bit more thematic stuff. He's just trolling over here on the vines. I'm not about it. I think he is very, very low on this list. I'm gonna drop him. He might be. Oh man, I need like one of those air horns like sound effects. This guy's gonna be our first one in F tier. Absolutely deranged archaeologist. Ugh, get out of here with that noise. All right, this might be polarizing. Let's talk Dagonoths. Dagonoth Supreme, Dagonoth Rex, Dagonoth Prime. I'm going to give him a little bit of time in the spotlight here. Some things will be overlapping. Let's start with our boy Supreme. Supreme. Mechanics wise, I mean, we're talking point, point and shoot, baby. Point and click. You're chilling, you're waiting around, you're praying prayer. I guess the mechanics really come with the interaction in that little dungeon area. You got the spin ellipse, you got the other bros trying to get their moment in the limelight. Mechanics wise, this is pretty nothing really to speak of. Loot and rewards, though, it's kind of been outclassed, and I guess, Archer's Ring, it still holds a little bit of value, but you're better off using something different these days. Dragon Axe used to be goated back in the day. Sear Coal, I mean, Fashionscape to the max. Um, I mean, mechanics are pretty low. Loot's pretty low. Archer's Ring keeps it somewhat relevant. Overall design, though, this is where this dude gets some bonus points. Name, killer, design, like big boy claw, strong hand claw, killer. Level 303, bump you some early 2000s indie. I mean, I will say too, the lair, it's not too shabby. But the run to get to Waterbirth, man, I don't even know, man. I would rather sell half a kidney. Like, it's not worth it, dude. It's just not worth it. It's such a pain. I don't even care about the agility shortcut. I mean, I guess it's a little better, but is there even an agility shortcut? What am I even saying? That's for a clue step. Dagonoth Supreme, brother. You're going to go into C. Dagonoth Supreme. How about that? Dag Supreme. Honestly, man, I don't see any of your brothers ranking much higher than this. I think Dagonoth Rex. Let me take that back. Dagonoth Rex, though, I'll give him some love. His design overall looks a little bit worse. They could have given him a bicep or something. He don't even look that much stronger. B-ring, I mean, goated, solid. He's also got the Dragon Axe. You can safe spot him. I mean, dude, Dagonoth Rex of all three of them is definitely going B tier. Prime though, Prime. The only thing keeping you alive, brother, is the design element. The red spikes, pretty dope. Mud Battle Staff. I did not realize that was only unique for Prime. Interesting, interesting. We're still going to go C tier on that. We're going to go C tier. Sorry about it. All right, let's go up to old Sriracha right here. Let's go talk about a little Sarachnus. Now, the mechanics used to be somewhat introductory to, the rest of the game. You had a little bit of mix of melee, move around the dungeon, hit you with some magic, spawn some little rangers, some majors, the webs to freeze you in place, whatever. Most of the mechanics nowadays have been completely eliminated. I say most of all of them have been completely eliminated with Arania boots, Aranea boots, however you want to say it. Now, the recent addition, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but y'all know there's not really anything going on with Sarachnus. But the recent addition of this pristine spider silk does bump this up slightly. Cudgel used to be okay in the Crush meta. I think Crush has kind of gotten flushed out since then. I mean, I guess if you need that giant egg sack, if you're that dog, um, I think Sarachnis. I will say though, sneaky on the elite clues though. Sneaky on the elite clues. I will say if you're popping down to Sarachnis, you got a little home tail to get out you to that Forthos dungeon or whatever it's in. You got the Urania boots on. You're chilling, getting some clues. It's a good night. It's a good night, man. Not gonna lie. I think Sarachnis. I still think it's a C tier though, for real. We will talk about the pet for just a moment because I do think the pet is decent. It's got a great name. Kudos to Jagex on that one. Sriracha is definitely a great name. We got some more interesting bosses to cover. Let's get into this one now. This might be the most polarizing of the whole podcast. Let's talk about Perilous Moons. All right, now, Mod Rice was cooking with this. Mod Rice was cooking. There's a lot to cover in this section, so we're going to be as brief as we humanly can here. Let's talk about mechanics. First of all, for the Napotzli dungeon, whatever that is, you do need Perilous Moon's Quest to get that in. And I guess technically it's Moons of Peril, but yeah, you need the Perilous Moon's Quest. Pretty decent quest. I think the actual environment, we're actually going to go backwards and talk environment first here, because I think the environment is pretty dang solid, man. Like, I think that the way that it's a self-contained dungeon is a fantastic idea. You can just pop over there. You're not wasting supplies. You can stay pretty much endlessly. Really enjoy that element of it. There's a lot of uniques on this list, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think that the little lizards that you can catch, that you can, divide up into, that you can store and then divide up into smaller bits of food. You're rocking the potion that does it all, man. It's that do it all brew it all. I mean, I kind of like it, man. I kind of like it. And in fact, let's go ahead and cut to the chase on the lunar chest here. Cut to the chest. I really like the lunar chest area. I really like that. I like how it's designed. I like the particle effects going on in there. I like that you can get to it from multiple spots in the dungeon. I think it's pretty solid for real. And I think each of these bosses is quite unique, very, very fitting for Varlamore in general in that whole area. So, that being said, let's go over to Blood Moon here. Blood Moon, Blood Moon, Blood Moon. I think this is a solid, solid boss. It's not hyper repeatable, right? It's not one of your arcade style bosses we're going to talk about later where you just jump in, fight it 100 times, go to bed. You got to do the whole song and dance. You got to wine and dine to just to get to that blood moon. But I think a couple of the mechanics are really solid. They introduce you to things that are going to be important later on in your journey. The little step back mechanic with the leopards took me just a second to kind of, the first couple of times I was doing that, I was like, oh, like this is really good for like that kind of TOB training kind of type of deal. Um, the basic blood splatter on the floor stuff is somewhat interesting. If I had one complaint about the mechanics here across the board, I would say that it's like how rapidly the little preferred like lit up section of the ground rotates. What is like two attacks and it rotates. It's kind of annoying. I also don't love that things are unintuitive. Like, all the way up to this point in your journey so far, you're like chasing getting overheads. You're praying overheads at every boss type of thing, trying to negate damage, and it just doesn't work here. And there's just like a lot of unintuitive mechanics with like cold and wearing tank gear and all that kind of mess. But I do like that they are specific weaknesses like slash. Or sorry, they use slash against you, but I think Blood Moon is the one that you're slashing. And then crush for blue and stab for eclipse. I think that's how that goes. So I do think that that's good to kind of introduce type weaknesses, even if they're fairly minor, just to kind of get you in the flow there. Talking specifically about the loot for this boss, obviously the Blood Moon set is becoming quite iconic. You got the macahuitos, the maracas, the boppers, if you will, the paddles, the spank tanks. I think the Blood Moon top and bottom and helm are great. Kind of stair step strength armors. If you don't feel like going and getting the torso at Barb Assault, you're still working to get Bandos or now Oath Plate maybe. Blood Moon, you just get it and forget it, man. And it's a solid drop rate. You feel like you're going to go there on any given night and get a piece of something from one of these bosses. So, man, loot is definitely up there on this one. Again, overall design, like we've talked about, I think it's a great design. Um, I'm just thinking back to now one of my clanmates in one night, like green from 0 to 15 or whatever it is, green logged moons, just unbelievable. And it was like in 30 kills. But yeah, Blood Moon. in particular, where do we want to put Blood Moon? Blood Moon, Blood Moon. I think it's going to be A tier. I think it's going to be A tier. Second to the A class, Scurious and Blood Moon. Does Blue Moon get to go up there with him? Let's find out now. Newsflash, no, it doesn't. Blue Moon is definitely the most annoying of the whole bunch. I think the ice kicking thing is stupid, and even dumber, lower IQ than the ice kicking to get your weapon back and standing there for 10 minutes is running through these ice tornadoes on the ground, and it's just so freaking annoying. And the fact that you don't have to do it, you can just let, it's just so dumb. It's so dumb. Not a fan. Blue Moon, we're just going to cut to the chase. I think Blue Moon, in and of itself, D tier. And what about Eclipse Moon? What about Eclipse Moon? Eclipse Moon, I do like. I do like the design. He's got the Atlatl going. Obviously, his set is pretty solid. The Eclipse set with the burn effect and all that, fantastic. Um, let's talk about mechanics though, specifically with the Eclipse Moon. Um, I do not mind the whole like, clock face. I'm popping up left, popping up right, popping up behind you. I think that's actually decent. It is a unique mechanic. I cannot think of any other boss in the game or any other encounter that actually uses something like that. If you know, drop it in the comments below. The whole like standing behind the orb thing is a little jank. I do not get the argument that it teaches you Zuck Shield or whatever. I mean, nobody needs to really be taught that. It's quite simple, if you will. But no, I think that that's a little bit lame. It should be more punishing if it's going to teach that. Honestly, I mean, do 25 damage if you miss the shield, not 11 or whatever it's doing. Outside of that, though, the whole like Chally spec tech back in the day was pretty cool. So Eclipse Moon, I think, is pretty fair. I think if Blood is A and Blue is in D, I think you got to be kind here and drop a B tier for Eclipse. I think we got to do it to him. I think we got to. All right, let's take it way back now. Let's take it way back. If you've got that Tatterhead, say yeah. All right, let's talk about that Cow Fight Queen. Cow Fight Queen. What is there even to speak of, man, on mechanics? I mean, it's a straight brew simulator. Um, Obviously, back in the day, this was intended to be a group boss. It was dropping Biss Dragon Chain Body back in the day. Bertha, don't even lie. Don't even lie. If you knew a homeboy back in '05 that had that Dragon Chain Body, bro, you were knocking on his door. You were knocking on his door. You just trying to get a piece. You're just trying to get a little piece of chainmail and just take some home with you. Nothing too crazy now. That Dragon 2H was goated beyond belief. That red popsicle, that Darth Maul special. Now the mechanics of Cow Fight Queen. I mean, it's just raise up. You raise me up so I can shoot you a 40. It's kind of sucks, man. It's just a straight brew simulator, but it did introduce at least to my knowledge, the mechanic of NPCs and bosses praying against you, which is fairly interesting. Drop a one in the chat if you were rocking some Verax back in the day with the boys rolling up into Cow Fight Queen, just saying oh, to hell with it and just hitting it and hoping to get lucky. The two-phase situation is interesting. Was it true back in the day you couldn't melee the second phase? I mean, obviously it protects against melee, but I swear, like we thought, oh my god, it's flying, we can't hit it with anything. Um, Regardless, you were never rocking up into this joint anyways. Don't even lie. Nobody was getting that lottery ticket anyways. Loot wise, oh, this is tough. Like, how do you grade the loot? Like, because nowadays it's dog shit, but back in the day, man, back in the day, it was so good. It was so good back in the day. I think you got to give it some credit for being, such such an icon of the game. Iconic loot from back in the day. The D2H was dope. Dragon Chain Body was dope. Dragon Pick nowadays, I mean, sure, go there and get that, but you can get that any old way. Um, it's not a lot of great loot, but man, oh, what do we think about this overall design? I do like the design of the Cow Fight Queen. I like that it's kind of big, it's intimidating, whatever. I really like the second phase. I think it looks pretty kick-ass. I think it is thematic, but it's annoying. Like the environment is so annoying. They're like such a pointless run. And everybody's talked about this, that the cows have come home. And let me assure you, they've come home. We'll talk about Brutus later. But the whole like diary requirement to use the agility shortcut is lame. Like that's just so lame. So I think the environment takes some points off there. But we all know this pet is goated, man. If you got the cow fight pet, props to you. I think cow fight, like it kind of rhymes, but we're going to drop it in C tier. I think that is I think that is very becoming of the old cow fight queen. Actually, back in the day, let me tell you a little story here. Let's go back in the annals of history. Right when I started playing RuneScape, circa '06, fall of '06, I remember sitting around the lunch table with the boys talking about these boys talking about we're gonna go to the cow fight queen tonight. We're gonna hit up that cow fight queen. We're gonna get that dragon chain body. Brother, I was salivating. I hopped online, brand new account, and I typed to these boys in the chat. I said, when we hitting up that cow fight queen, and I spelled that mug COWFIGHT. Cow fight queen. Immediately added to the ignore list, dog. I didn't know. I'd never seen it written down. I'd never been down to the desert. I never paid that 10 GP. If I did, I never got back into Lumbridge. Regardless, cow fight queen, you will live forever in our hearts and also in the C tier. Moving on, Kriara. Kriara is a boy? What? I think he, she, we, they is still deciding, but Kriara, mm, mm, you know what I'm going to say. How many chins could a woodchuck chin if a chin chomper could chuck chins? Nobody likes to do it. Nobody likes to be there, man. You're sitting in the corner, you're getting hit by these little tornadoes, you're getting pummeled, pummeled, pummeled to the back. It's so annoying, dog. It is so annoying. For what? An AGS? I would have got 99 of them in the bank. Nobody needs it. Brother, if Missouri didn't require Armadillo, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the mechanics here. Mechanics are terrible. You click that door, hidey ho, let's go. You're rocking up in that joint. You got your diamond bolts, Addy diamond bolts. Oh, straight ragging Kriar. You're getting a kill. You're chugging brews. You're sipping restores. You got your Bible open on the table to the left. You're just hoping that something comes out of his butt. But you never get nothing. And you've been thinking it was a girl this whole time, and that's why you're not getting anything. You gotta respect the pronouns. The mechanics are terrible. They're absolutely horrible. Shout out to that dude on Reddit who's got like 115,000 Arma KC, 20,000 pets. Dude, props to you, man. But you got to go do something with your life. There's this thing called grass. You need to go touch it. Loot and reward wise, I mean, how would you feel if you got any of these drops? If it's 2007, brother, you're real world trading and you're getting a Lambo. Like if you're rocking out that joint with an Armadillo chest plate and a helm off the minion, bro, prom king immediately. Armadillo Hilt, brother. How many times did you see in the chat box? What's that thing you just did with your sword where you jumped in the air? Check out that baby blue hilt. You know what I'm talking about, Chief? Loot wise, nowadays, it's just so incredibly irrelevant. I mean, Armadillo Hilt has been hanging on by the skin of its chinny chin chompa in the PvP scene for a hot minute, but nobody's using it, man. Armadillo chest plate. I mean, it stayed relevant because you gotta fortify that Missouri at some point, man. But that bird helmet, it's looking rough, looking rough. Now, design wise, mega, DD mega doo doo for those news blooper clips. But the design wise is flawless, absolutely fantastic, which coincides perfectly with the pet Kriara. Oh, lovely. You just Giga Chad pimped out at the Grand Exchange with your pet Kriara, dude. Pet KA, you're just chilling up there, man, getting some high alks done. Solid. I think, though, straight up, it's not enough to save it. I think Kriara, y'all all agree. Just go ahead and type it in the chat. It's F tier. You know it is. Now, mm, what's that meme of that dude with the yellow suit peering out from behind the tree with his hands licking his lips? You know where we're going. Commander Ziliana, baby. Oh, they call it the noob trap of God Wars, but man, if it's a noob trap, call me a noob and make the O's double zeros, baby, because I am up in that joint on the regular, dog. Talk about getting chanced by that two-tick melee sword. I love Commander Ziliana. I love her. Marry her. Red hair, are you kidding me? Look at the fit, dog. Fit check. Fit check. The wings, angelic, incredible, absolutely incredible. The lore, stealing the Armadale crossbow, you just found that out, didn't you? You didn't even know that. Why does she drop it, not Kriar? Because she stole it. She stole that bit. She stole that bit. She got that unicorn trying to poke you. She got that puppy dog trying to howl at you. Girl got the centaur. She got Tumnus working for her up in that hoe. Let's talk mechanics here. Now, this is interesting because there's not a lot of challenge here, right? Like you can sit there and flick the minions and all that. You're running corner to corner. You're doing that mess. You're trading blows back and forth. You're wishing she was blowing you, but you're trading blows back and forth with your boy. You got your summer pies if you're goated like that. Don't trust the wiki, man. They're telling you sharks. Don't do it. Take them summer pies up in there. You got bones to peaches. The introduction of the stamina mechanic, I guess, is interesting. Like having to bring stams and the whole like interaction with the whatever that ring is, the ring of endurance. But nobody's using that, so I mean, her mechanics in particular, where you're praying mage, she's rocking around, you get close, she's straight up swing, 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 hitting you to every 2 ticks. It's interesting, but it's nothing crazy. I like how it kind of becomes chill. You know, you're flicking the minions, you're flicking rigor, you're doing your thing. You got the Bofa, you're bringing the blowpipe and the Serp Helm to venom it at the start of the kill if you're rocking solo. You're bringing bones to peaches. You're bringing it all. And I will say this, man, across the board on the loot side, correct me if I'm wrong. Now I'm looking here. I think just off the top of my head, I'm right. Of all the God Wars uniques, the armor crossbow and the Saradomin hilt consistently hold the highest value. What is the Sarah hilt going for? It's like 28 mil right now. That's solid. What's the Bandos chestplate going for? 24. That's actually better than I thought it was going to be. What are Tassets going for? 16. See, Tassets have been really devalued, I think, by Blood Moon. But let's stay on subject here. The Sarah Daman sword. Oh, it hurts my soul that this thing is only 182k. We're gonna take you back in time here. I'm gonna tell you a story. I vividly remember when God Wars came out. I remember because it was like at school, all the homies were like, "Nah, man, I don't play that game anymore, man. I don't play no RuneScape anymore." But me and the real close homies, we all kind of knew that we kind of still did. I remember going to a basketball game with my boy, who I talked about in the first episode, and we're sitting in the back of his dad's truck, and we're kind of looking at each other like, "We talk about RuneScape." And I don't remember who broke the silence first, but we were like, "Hey, you heard about this like God Wars thing that they're talking about?" And it was just like, bro, can of worms wide open. And we're like, "Oh, you seen God Swords, man? You seen all these crazy bosses in there, dude? We're gonna get up in there and get these God Swords, man. Be killing everything." But holy smokes, dude! When I wanted that Saradomin sword so bad, so bad. I thought that spec was goated. The like little 2-hit magic attack. Oh my gosh! Let me tell you what. Back in the day, that sword was going for 11 mil. 11 mil. To put that into perspective, I bought a green H-Ween mask on what is now RS3, which is probably now a bill, for 10 mil back in the day. So this thing was worth more than a green Halloween mask. Um, and I was pissed at getting money in the game at that time. So I straight up took my butt to Relica, rolled out to Old Waterbirth, and picked up 11 mil worth of Snape grass. You got to give your boy some credit. Won't he do it, Shug? Commander Ziliana, let's talk about your pet now. Let's talk about your design. Oh, hang on a second. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Loot, solid. Saradomin's light, great. Make Zammy go cry. Overall design is absolutely phenomenal. The one-handed wielding of the Saradomin sword made my PP shrink. The wings, the red hair, we've talked about it. The bra, everything. Commander Ziliana wins the day. Bonus points on this pet, though. I want the Ziliana pet more than any other pet in the game. I'm just going to come out here and say it. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on business and tell you right now, I want that pet Ziliana. And for that reason, all caps, bold, italicized, underlined, and highlighted, Ziliana is in S tier. That's me clapping, I promise. All right, let's go on to General Grardor, as they like to call him, Mr. Garage Door around here. Now, Grardor Gosh, dude, he is so OG, man. OG. Talking about DFS, Varak helm, full bando, straight D boots, step under method. Oh, tuna potatoes. You don't even know what you were missing, dog. This cat right here, level 624. That's a math equation. Let's talk about some mechanics here. I like these mechanics. He hits hard as piss, straight piss missile fist out here with his fingers. He does a range attack when you're out of range. I think mechanics are absolutely fantastic. They're super old school. They're super classic. They're just, you got to stay on your toes so you don't get hit with the fist. And nowadays with the like, what is it, 6 to 1 or whatever, like 0 to 5 door method, all that mess you can do with the Bofa, taking no damage. I've done that for a couple kills. I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I don't really want to sweat that hard at bandos. I like to just throw it back a little bit. Shout out Mr. Mammal. But the loot is so good. The loot is so good. That's why bandos is botted to hell. That's why these uniques do not stay high price, because these bots are just hanging out there, just straight shadowing this mug down. Got 3 dudes with ancestral in the corner. The loot's good though. Let's go back to this question from the top of the podcast. How do you feel when you get a drop from bandos? How do you feel? What do you feel in your heart? What do you feel in your farts? I feel great. I feel great in all those areas when I get a bandos, chest plate, tassets. Now the boots, not so much. I mean, what are they? What are the boots going for nowadays? Let's find out. I mean, 500K is nothing to scoff at for these boots that have next to no value. What is the hilt going for? Okay, the hilt has stayed pretty stout, man. It's just under 20 mil. I'll take it. Um, I think it's pretty solid on the loot side. You can always go to Bandos with the boys, have a good time. Overall design is absolutely goated. I mean, dude, I love the asymmetric chest plate, tassets, goated, boots, goated, all of it. All of it is so fantastic. And the pet is also fabuloso. So where we're gonna put Bandos, I think Bandos deserves, even though he would alliterate straight into that B tier, I think he deserves to go in the A tier. Let's talk about his counterpart, Mr. Kirill Woot Setzeroth over here. All right, Kirill. He's had it rough, man. He's had it rough. Highest level now, highest combat level of all these God Wars bosses, 650. He rocking those anger weapons from that one quest, but he's pissed about it. Eh, eh, Kirill. Kirill just never did it for me, man. Like, I just was never excited about it. Mechanics wise, sure, you can kill the imps, get in there quickly. That's whatever. Um, but it's just so basic. I mean, what are you even doing to fight Krill, man? He's just so annoying. He's just annoying. I mean, the loot back in the day, again, once again, Staff of the Dead, cool. Your PK and Zami Spear, cool. You're making it a Hosta. You're going out to the Barbarian area. You're working at Steam Battle Staff. You got an off white knob on top of your scob. I mean, sure, Zami Hilt, you're freezing Mutadal. What are we doing, man? It's just not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. I mean, even as an iron, what do you need half of this stuff for? I mean, you need the Zami spear, I guess, for the lance way down the line. You want some expensive outs? Go get you that steam battle staff. The Zami Hill, what is it going for these days? That is surprising. There's some tech I don't know about, man. This thing's at 18 mil. What is that even useful for now? Whatever, y'all can tell me later, but I'm gonna put Krill. We're just gonna go ahead with this one. The pet's pretty dope, but I think Krill is probably, yeah. I think Krill is C tier. I think he's C tier. I think that's generous. I think he'd give me that. He'd dap me up for that. I think that's all right. Let's go Huey Coatl, the next on the list. Man, I have a lot to say about Huey, I feel like, and we're just gonna start ranting here shortly. Let's talk about the mechanics first, though. Let's get strict on the mechanics. I feel like though I kind of want to swap and talk about design first. Let's talk about design first from now on. Now I'm gonna change my notes so that I always talk about design first. I think it's worth it. I think it's an easy way to ease into every boss. So let's start there, dude. You talk about things being hit or miss, but you rarely talk about things being hit and miss. The specific design of Huey, the actual boss, like looking at Huey in a vacuum, take him off the mountain, look at him in a T pose. Huey looks good. He looks good. He looks like a classic Aztec dragon that would live in Varlamore. He's got the wings going on. He's got the headdress thing going on. He's kind of alluding to the three-way attack system with his color scheme and the prayers and all that kind of stuff. I think he looks pretty solid. But my goodness, go back and read the blog post about what this thing was going to be with this whole like climb the mountain and fight the tail of this epic dragon with the boys. You're all sniffing cocaine through $1 bills and chugging brewskis while you're slaying the Huey Coatl. Bro, let down in a half. Let down in a half. You're playing Sudoku on the ground while he's like tooting out of his backside, and you can't go up the mountain because his wiener's blocking it and a little dwarf is standing there. I'm just not about it, dude. Like, that it's such a letdown. And raise your hand right now. I don't care if I can't see you. If you think that Huey should literally just be larger, make him twice the size. Make him twice the size. He's not intimidating looking. I guess he's kind of cool looking. It's such a letdown. This little molehill that you have to climb to get to him is such a waste. Like, they should have made this mountain like you cannot see the top, dude. And you start at the bottom, and you're not standing and hitting one section of the tail for like 10 minutes while these prayers are coming at you. They should have phased it up to where the bottom is super easy. There's nothing on the ground. You just hit the tail a little bit. You phase two, now there's stuff on the ground and you're hitting the tail and dodging back and forth. Phase three, you're getting introduced to all the mechanics. So you're getting the parts of him through the wall. You're getting the stuff on the ground. You're getting the prayer mechanics where, different attacks are coming at you from the sky. And then you get to the top and see him and imagine him 2x the size. Now we're talking. Maybe there's a storm brewing halfway through the fight. You got the prayer totems charging up. Dude, why? They should also be something where, like, if you have the whole team charge up at the right prayer, as long as you're on that every 10 ticks or something, the prayer totems shoot a blast out and damage Huey for you. Come on. Now, I will say the one like kind of saving grace mechanic, I guess, is the whole like wave skip you can do that is very valuable later at tons of things, raids and other stuff. Sure. But the whole like reduced damage on the tail is lame, and I mean I guess it gives a point to some dual wielding weapons, but it's just lame, dude. And the drops suck wiener, dude. They suck donkey dick through a garden hose. The Dragon Hunter wand got the buff because it has the damage percentage, just like the blue collar code eyes, I like to call it. The Huey hide is fun. It's catchy. It looks kind of cool. It's sort of like going to Hot Topic on a Tuesday. Like, you're getting a cool fit. You get that band shirt nobody's seen before. It's kind of rare, whatever. The Huasca seed is very useful. But the Toma Earth, dog, like the snot rag, like what are we doing with these dookie pages, dude? The plumber pages. I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. The otherwise standard loot's pretty ass. Ugh, I'm just not into this boss, man. It's such a letdown because it could be so cool. It could be so dope. The pet is really cool. Hubert, you got to give Hubert some love. He's got like a high SAT score. Take a sip of the drink here as we commiserate about Huey. Y'all hear that? Hmm. Now Coca-Cola used to have some cocaine in it back in the day. Now, where are we gonna land all Huey here? Let's land this. Let's land this dragon. Dragon makes me think D tier. I don't think it's quite that bad. Is it bad enough to be D tier? I think it might be. Like, I want to like it, and I want to go there, but the pet's not enough to make me go there. The wand, I'm a filthy man. I just buy that shit on the Grand Exchange. Huey, I think you're going D tier, man. It's so sad. You could be so dope. You could be so dope. All right, let's talk about Corp. We're about to round out this first little section of bosses here, and let's talk about the corporeal beast. Man, let's talk about the design. Corp is so dope, man. Corp is so iconic. He's the scary dog, the skelly dog. Everybody loves Corp, man. Don't you just want to smoke a cigarette with Corp? Just rip a dart with old corporeal beast outside of a Denny's on a Wednesday. I'm telling you, this guy. I don't know if he's a corporal in the army or a corporeal in the graveyard, but I tell you what, I love it either way. Don't really know why a games necklace is taking me there. Is he trying to play games with me? I guess so, because that drop rate is absolutely some monopoly right there. That's some straight up Hasbro that the games are playing with me on those drop rates. But let's talk about the mechanics here. You're going to teleport in with this little gold necklace that's got a blue stone in it. You're going to then promptly set up your cannon. And then you're going to get very, very familiar with teleporting back to your house. So I hope you got 99 construction for that cape, because if you don't, you're going to be breaking tabs left and right. But you're going to need a Dragon Warhammer. You're going to need a big BGS. You're going to need that Ember Light. You're going to need a hope and a prayer, because otherwise you're wasting a Friday night. Mechanics is just, all know the drill. Hit it a bunch of times, turn that spec orb on, 250 damage, 5 Ember Lights, and a hope and a dream and a sig, man, and a Marlboro Light. But we can't all get lucky like the leader of my clan who got this pet at 4KC. Look, I've been lucky now a time or two. I might have even gotten a pet at 4KC. We'll get to that later, but not Corp, not Corp. Not really any mechanics to speak of. Kind of lame. The dark core, you're just five tiling back and forth. You're stunning it. It's not really. I'm not really about it though. But the loot. Let's answer this question once more. How would you feel if you see a sigil on the ground? Mm, You get that Ellie, get that spectral, that arcane. You're just feeling nice. If you pull that holy elixir though, you're going to have to go find some elixir for yourself, because it's a sad night. It's a sad night. That spirit shield, you're like, okay, there is a god. He's dropping something though. Jar of spirits. I mean, who are we, mutts? What are we doing? Loot wise, Mm, this is a straight lottery ticket right here. This is a 777 scratcher. This is a dollar make you holler. You're just hoping and praying a 40 and a sig going to do you right tonight. And it never does. It never does. You get about 15 kills with the boys, you call it an evening. But bonus criteria, pet dark core is kind of Toontown. Am I gonna get shadow banned for saying that? Am I gonna get, what do they call it, flamed? Maybe. And maybe it's worth it, but that transmog for Corp, goated. Everybody knows that it is. I think Corp, ooh, it's gonna be on loop, and it's gonna be on, not loop. It's gonna be on the hope of loot and a pet alone that I'm dropping this mug in. Corporal B tier. All right, let's move on to next. Golly, next, dude. Next is like that ant that you got that's taking Monjourno or Ozempic, you know what I'm saying? She's running around the Christmas party, hair on fire, trying to make everybody, feel comfortable. Inside her heart, she's dead kind of situation. She's just like hollering at all her stepkids, whatever those cats' names are. Crew or go get the ice, dog. Yo, put the band-aid on, you're bleeding, to the other homie. Like, getting the dogs out, them blood reavers. Next is just not it, bro. It is not the move. I think that the design of Nex is like a weird Lady Gaga situation going on. The boss room is ass. Ugh, it's so pitifully designed. Like they've ported some stuff from RS3 and all that that's decent, but not Nex, dude. Not this skinny Barney minion, whatever we got going on. I'm not about it. Overall design is terrible, absolutely terrible. Mechanics, oh my god, it's just so dumb. Everybody got COVID in there. Oh my goodness, dude, the mechanics are horrendous. The null damage is so stupid. She's putting everybody on skates. Daggone Michael Raxon up and down these bowling alleys she's skating on. I'm just not about it, bro. I'm not about it. The loot is a somewhat of a saving grace, but it's so damn rare. Like, you're not seeing diddly dick when you're up in here. You're not getting Torva, and if you do, you got to go shake hands with Gardor. The Nile Horn, I mean, you'd feel pretty badass if you got any of these drops, though, for real. What are the Van Braces going for these days? 78 mil for that? Catch me not, bro. Catch me in some Barrow's gloves, dog. What's the Ancient Hilt going for? That's a kind of a fun weapon, though, for real, isn't it? Ancient Hilt. Swing, 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 swing. Get that health back. The drops are really helping her out here, because otherwise Nex is an absolute atrocity. The pet, what is this? The first pet that can run? The sprite of that pet is demonic, bro. I'm about to get the crucifix out, but I guess I like that it runs. I mean, loot alone is carrying this. I'm gonna put Nex in. What do y'all consider more important, the loot or the mechanics? It's got to be the mechanics. It's got to be. I think next has got to go D tier. I can't do any. I can't do any better. I can't do any better. All right, I'm gonna lean back in my chair for this next section. I ain't got a lot to say. Watch me have shit to say though. Let's talk about the wildy bosses. The Chaos Fanatic. Chaos Fanatic. I'm a Chaos Fanatic. I played some Sonic back in the day. That Chow Garden. That's kind of what I'm reminded of with this guy. He looks like Albert Einstein stuck his wiener in an electrical outlet. Let's talk about the mechanics of this guy. He wobbles. He's wobbling with it. Wobble, baby, wobble. Actually, we gotta. I'm breaking my own rule. We gotta go back and talk design. I'm digging the ancient staff. I don't really get it. I mean, he's a chaos fanatic. I was kind of thinking maybe he's waving a tentacle at you. Um, that's cool. Do you, Chief? Chilling out there, got the little crystals going on. I will say though, mega bonus points for the little tiny chaos elementals that are flying around. I like that. I like that though. He's been giving them odium shards out. He's got them opioids he's giving out. He's got the malediction shards. He's alright though. He's alright. Um, he's in a decent spot, so you can get there pretty quick with that what you call it, that burning amulet, that hot necklace, that buffalo ring. I don't even know where I'm going with that. Mechanics wise though, isn't he the same as all the other crazy dudes, the mentally ill brothers that we were talking about earlier? Nothing really much going on. Loot, eh. I will say though, sneaky win that he can drop the pet chaos elemental. Does he drop it at the same rate? Let's actually find out really quick. Drops. Let's see what we got going on here. Got that rare drop table. Where is it? Nah, 1 in 1,000, bro. Let me take that back real quick. Slide that right back across the table, dude. Not really much to talk about here. The fact that he has a pet, I guess, is okay, but I'm gonna put him also with his other brother down here in F tier. It's there can be no other way, and we're just gonna cut to the chase. Crazy archaeologist. I mean, bonus points for having a little fedora hat on or whatever you're rocking. What do they call that? Can he drop that hat? Hang on a second. He can drop that hat, can he? He can drop that hat. Yes, he can drop the fedora. 1 in 128. Is it tradable? Brother, that mug dropped 6K gold on that thing. He been finding something while he's out there. Gold? Where the gold at? I want the gold. Anybody seen the leprechaun say yet? All right, odium shard, malediction shard. I love that the fedoras on the collection log, dude. Does it count how many you have? Because I want to get about 100 of them things, 100 of those my lady specials. Deranged archaeologist, I'm sorry, crazy archaeologist, whatever you are, bipolar archaeologist, schizophrenic archaeologist, whatever you're studying, you, sir, are going into F tier. All right, like we said at the beginning here, Scurrius to Scorpia and beyond. Let's talk about old Scorpia, old girl out there in the wilderness. Design wise, I mean, it's a scorpion. They hit copy on the one at the Alcarib mine and said, paste it up in the wilderness, drop some little red on its back and said, go to town, have fun. I don't know how I feel about that. The Scorpion Pit is lame. Here's what I think they should do. The environment of the Scorpion Pit should be overrun. Absolutely covered. I don't even know what the color of the floor is. Covered up with scorpions. Little ones. Little ones that while you're running around the lair, you're dropping ones on these bad boys and killing them. And that's pissing her off and she's getting a rage mechanic going on. I just made the boss 10 times better. Scorpia is kind of garbage for real. You're just like freezing little healer minions and all that mess. You're just worried about PKers. And for what? A Dragon 2H? And for what? A pickaxe? Let's look at the drops real quick, man. Let's skip to the loot. Skip to my loot, my darling. Weapons and armor, bull, runes, chicanery, materials. Send them back to Michael's, the craft store. Blighted ish. Oh my god, it's absolutely horrible. Slayer's enchantment. Oh my god. Scorpia, that's horrendous. What would Oda say? Keep that shit hidden, man. Bonus criteria pet. It's not even a bonus at this point. It's terrible. I think Scorpia is F tier, man. Scorpia is hot trash, dude. Why is anybody like logging into this game with free will to go kill Scorpia? Now KBD on the other hand, oh, we got to go quicker. We got a lot to go. We got a lot to go. Let's go next up here to KBD. Man, I got a soft spot for the KBD. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. I got a soft spot for that old King Black Dragon. When the Queen coming? When's she coming back to get her mans? How do you engage with the King Black Dragon? Well, you're gonna need some anti venom. You're gonna need some anti fire. You're gonna need some antacid. You know, for your own heartburn, because I know you're macking on some pizza while you're killing this hoe. You're doing your thing. He's got 3 heads. He's blowing fire at you. I mean, it's alright though. He's OG. When did he come out? I'm gonna guess. Hang on, let me just guess the exact month and the date. I'm not looking at the thing. I'm gonna guess he came out. Oh, July of 2003. What did I get? When did he come out? Oh my gosh, not too far off. September 24th, 2002. Holy smokes. Give him some credit, y'all. Give this cat some credit. He's been around that long. Daggum, he drops the visage. You're never gonna see it, but he still has it. He still has it. Loot and rewards. How would you feel? I mean, the only thing I really care about here, and let me tell you, I really care about it, is Prince Black Dragon. Prince Black Dragon is top 5. If he had a transmog to the Blue Eyes White Dragon, big dog, A tier, S tier at that point. So Pet is really floating it. Arena, I mean, it's iconic. It's iconic. They copied it for Nightmare Zone. Is good enough for that. I think KBD is certainly better than these mentally ill twins. It's a lot better than the Gemstone Crab. I think it is a comfortable C tier. Are we okay with that? We okay with that? KBD, comfortable C tier? I think that's fair. Chaos Ellie, not much to report, man. We're talking about Japanese tentacle stuff going on. Pet's real easy. We're gonna talk about it. We're just gonna skip straight to it. It roams the wilderness. I guess that's cool, but it's chilling at the Rose Castle like it's got a death wish and a debt to pay. I think loot wise, you don't care about the pickaxe, you don't care about the 2H, but the pet Chaos Elemental, man. I'm just gonna stand on business and say it right now. The pet's cool, okay? It floats behind you. It's an easy pet to get. And I think if it had a 1 in 3K drop rate, it would be prestigious, would it not? Am I crazy? If you had that pet and you had 5 others and it was a 1 in 3K drop rate, you would be rocking the Chaos Elemental on a Thursday. I know you would, because I would be doing the same. The mechanics of having it take your clothes off, though, I don't know, dude. I mean, we're stripping out here in the wilderness. I'm already naked enough, man, trying not to lose my stuff. It's all right, I guess. Is anybody else doing that in this game? I mean, you're out here sipping stews and broth with a spoon, trying to not fill up your inventory or whatever, or I guess trying to keep your inventory full. Cast Elemental's not it, though, for real. I'm going to drop it in D tier. It's a terrible fight. You're getting PK'd left and right. It's just not a good time. Revenant Maledictus. I mean, I'm just going to flat out say it. I've never even killed this hoe. I never killed this guy a day in my life. Can I put him on the don't care list? You know what? To piss some of y'all gold farmers off? Maledictus. I can suck a Maledictus, dog. He's going in F tier. All right, now Calvarian and Vetion. I don't mind Calvarian and Vetion. I really don't. I think the mechanics are decent. You got the minions coming out. You're dodging stuff on the floor. You have to stay a little bit on your toes. Singles variant, Calvarian's a lot better. You got the Void Waker going on. Ring of the Gods, I think, is a sneaky play. Nobody's rocking it. Nobody's remembering to imbue it except me. The pet is good, man. The pet is good. Can't you change him to orange if you want, right? Can you change him to can you do that? Oh, and they call it reborn? Bro. Broski. Orange Vetion is my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. Y'all know about that video? That soccer coach, that professional soccer coach who made that dance move? I think Calvarion, dadgum, dude. Am I about to put him in B tier? I mean, of all the wilderness bosses, I'm gonna put him in C tier for the alliteration. Calvarion slash Vetion. You do you, man. You do you. Spindle. I mean, it's kind of the same song and dance, is it not? Is it not, though? Treasonous Ring. We forgot what it even did. What does it do? What does this thing do? Giving you stats in. That's right. 4 to stab. Yep, freaking E, dog. Spindle's not it, man. Venenatus is not it. It was better off back in the day when you could just like say spot it 40 miles out in the wilderness. I think Venenatus is D tier. I really do. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but we're gonna say it. Now, Artio and Callisto, on the other hand, how are we feeling about this? I like a little sneaky Artio. I really do. I really like a little Artio. I like the Callisto, the whole clue tech you got going on there. Tyrannical Ring is like, I think it looks really good. I think the Tyrannical Ring looks pretty cool. The Crush bonus might become a little bit more relevant here soon. Hint, hint, Raids 4 might be talking some rewards here. The Hilt, Vorbecker Hilt, what's that going for? 6 mil? Is that the highest of all these? What's the blade? 1.5. God dang, that's trash. What's a gem going for? 28 mil? Ain't nobody wants to go to Spindle. Callisto, mechanics wise, I think it's pretty solid. Design, I love the design of the Big Bear. I think Callisto deserves to be in at least B tier. RDO slash Callisto. We're going to give it to you. All right, now we're getting into the fun stuff. Instanced bosses. We're taking it all the way back to Lumbridge, baby, for old Brutus and Demonic Brutus. Do we separate these? I think we do. I think we have to. Brutus, 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 Brutus. I love that they did this, man. I remember seeing the little announcement trailer or whatever where they're saying that what if we dropped the easiest and simultaneously hardest boss in the game? Don't know if Demon Brutus quite lives up to hardest boss in the game. I mean, maybe, maybe. Have I done it? We'll see. See if you can tell by how I talk about it. Let's start with Brutus though. I love that there's an early game boss like this. I do think that gosh, I think they're a little handholdy with some of the early bosses. I kind of talked about this with Scurious, where, like, I mean, it's got mechanics, but it is like extremely forgiving and not punishing. I think that Brutus could maybe do a little bit more stuff, just a little bit, or at least get into the fight quicker. 58 health, I really don't know how to feel about it. I have not tried to kill it on a low level account, but I'll say this, the fact that you have this hilarious quest, the Ides of Milk. It's a low level boss. You can fight it very, very quickly. And the loot and rewards are honestly so fun, dude. The Muleta is so great. This is a great idea. I love it. I love the name. I love the little red tassels. I've been fashionscaping this the hell out of some Muleta, baby. Bottomless Milk Bucket. What a troll fun item. Love that thing. Endless pizzas and whatever else needs dough. Cow slippers, so fun. Beef pet, the little bow tie. He needs to be working at a soda shop. Brutus, so fair. It is so fair to do this. Brutus is an A tier. We're not even sticking with alliteration on this one. Regular old Brutus is an A tier. Demonic Brutus. What do we think about this, man? Demonic Brutus, ghost form, all that mess going on. It's fun, but it's just a flex boss. I mean, I guess that's cool. The mechanics are pretty interesting. The whole like, kind of appears above your head, the like one tick quadrant situation going on. But again, it's like it's just a flex. I think it's B tier. I think Demonic Brutus is B tier. I'm not really into it. Obor, let's talk about Obor. Obor's a quickie, man. He looks dumb. His name is dumb. The fight is dumb. The Hill Giant Club is dumb. Everything about this is dumb. Mechanics are dumb. Levels dumb. The change in the keys is dumb. And for all these reasons, he's going to go in the D tier. It is absolutely necessary that he lands in D tier. Same as Bryo freaking Fida. What is the point of Bryo Fida, dude? All right, let me back up. Let me slow down just a little bit here. I do think that, let's compare these two for just a moment because they're essentially the same thing. You got the Moss Giant boss, Hill Giant boss. You got Obor trapped in a little prison down this little rocky canyon with a little chest in the corner. Whatever. Lame. Bryophyta, I actually really like the environment for Bryophyta. I think that the little like, ooh, what are these trees in the sewer? There's moss giants walking around. Kind of cool. You're in the Varrock sewers. You stroll up in there. There's like an axe and a log. It's very thematic. It really is, and I like the design of the boss. It looks pretty cool. I do think that like just holding a green glowing sword is kind of weak sauce. I think we could have gone kind of like the Moss Giants have, um, like tree trunks for hands, and it's kind of like a club, almost like a Lord of the Rings situation going on. They could have done that with Bryophyta, like given Bryophyta more of like a weapon that's built into his slash her slash they them's body, whatever they are. Um, I really like the environment though. I really do. Growthlings are really annoying. Did they fix that thing with the whole like you have to use the bronze axe on it or use the axe on it, whatever. Um, I also think like get over yourself, Jagex. Just give a key on every single drop, or like a 90% chance to drop a key. What is the drop chance on the key? What is the drop chance on the key here? Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Oh, 1 in 8. Is that right? 1 in 8, 1 in 16, 1 in 8. What does it say here? While having a Slayer task, 1 in 16 off task is so stupid. Just make it like 1 in 5. Give me like an 80% chance or something, 20%, whatever it is. Give me a good chance to get a key. And what does the essence even do? Can we just figure that out really quick? You can make that staff or whatever, Bryophyte staff, which is what does that even do? Give you some nature runes. Let's read here. 1,000 nature runes, axe player, one of the charge, save a single charge. Okay, I mean, sure, it's the alchemist's dream. It looks pretty cool though. Alright, alright, alright. I'll give it to you, Bryophyta. You're not as bad as Obor, but you're not that much better. We're gonna go C tier on Bryophyta. I do think that you do learn a little something there, one tick in the minions or whatever, if you're even doing that. A Moxleyotl. Let's keep going here. A Moxleyotl. I like a Moxleyotl. I really do. It's kind of like the moon that never could. It's like the crescent moon. You know what I'm saying? The ice moon, if you will. Um, I like the dungeon area. Pretty good. Pretty chill. It's kind of like thematic. It's big. You got the frost was floating around in there. I'm into it. Mechanics wise, it does teach you a little something something. I mean, you got the floor spikes. You got all that going on. Got to move out of the way. It's fairly interesting. I haven't done a ton of this. I mean, who really does? Loot wise, though, y'all been hating on that pendant. Y'all, that pendant's sneaky, man. That pendant's sneaky. You got the popsicle boppers, the poppin' boppers. You got the Torags. I wish I could situation going on. The Torag Tomatliotls going on. The Tortellinis. You know you want some. Um, Pet Moxie, great name, fantastic name. We're gonna cut to the chase here. A Moxleyotl. You're gonna go see deer. I think that's really fair. All right, now I got something to say on these next few. I got something to say. Turn me up on your way to work. Go in late if you have to. Pull into the manager's parking spot. I don't care if their name's on it. Let's talk Royal Titans. Call your mom, call your grandma, call your aunt, call your uncle, call your homeboy who still plays RuneScape and he's 35. Get your dang on down to Royal Titans. I love this fight. This is a really fun fight for real, dude. I have something fun to tell you in a minute about this boss fight. And this is going to go on record. This is going to be on business. But let's talk about the design here. I think the design is good, not great. When you're talking about just the look of the Titans themselves, um, they kind of just went, I think, too like straight and narrow with it. They walked a very simple path here. They did a little MS paint on top of the standard fire giant and ice giant, but you know it works. It's keeping it simple. I think that the environment is pretty good. The placement on where this boss is great. It's a really great spot to put it in the Asgardian Ice Dungeon. Great spot for that. Beneath the Crownja volcano makes kind of sense for the whole volcano situation going on. It's a really good placement. Um, I really like this fight. I'm gonna say it again, man. The mechanics are great. I think there's a lot of like unique stuff you can do here. A lot of tech that's like pretty sweaty, but also some like not that sweaty tech that's still fun. Like I'll roll up in here with an Atlatl in full strength gear, just chilling with like a low level guy in the clan, just helping him out getting his stuff. That's some fun. That's a good ass night. That's a good night right there. You're throwing some darts, you're hitting that Halley going on. You got your what do they call it? Twin flame staff situation. You're just hitting those little minions floating around. You're thawing out your boy so he can roll around. You got the circle popping up towards the end, the little orb. You're bouncing in and out of that. If it's close enough, you get an extra tick of clearance with the halberd. I know you're tracking. I know you're hitting your check boxes on your steno pad. Royal Titans, this is a good call right here. This is a good mid-game boss. I really, really appreciate the Royal Titans. Loot-wise, it's really not bad. The uniques, I think, are solid. Obviously, the upgrade to the prayers are great. In fact, I actually don't have them yet. Don't need them. I have the rigor and all that other mess, but I do. I would like to have those. I do think that the Twin Flame Staff is pretty good, especially as they explore more elemental weaknesses, which I have some ideas for. We'll talk about that in another cast. Outside of that, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess the other drops are okay. I mean, it's some supplies, but you're really there for the prayers. You're there for the staff. Now, oh, and the desiccated pages. Okay, come on, Jagex. Golf clap to that. It's Masters Weekend. Golf clap to that. Desiccated pages are awesome. Can't you use this for like rune crafting XP or something? Yeah, you can. Okay, this is great. You can select whatever page you want. This is a great drop and such a unique way to bring this out as well. Royal Titans, y'all just keep hitting. Let me tell you my funny story about Royal Titans. Okay, I had a Slayer task for Fire Giants, which I don't do anymore. But I went to Royal Titans and grinded that out. Now listen, I had a couple KC on both of them, might I add, before I did this, and I had no drops to my name. I just checked out the boss and dipped. I wanted that giant soul amulet for the teleport, obviously, to get there quicker. I want you to guess, first of all, what the drop rate is for that. What is the drop rate for the giant soul amulet? Don't worry, I'm going to tell you the drop rate as I'm scrolling for the giant soul amulet. Drum roll, please. Brrr. Giant soul amulet drops at a rate of 1 in, you guessed it, 16. 1 in 16. I went 116 kills dry. 116, nearly 10x the rate for the Giant Soul Amulet. Thankfully, that's the driest I've ever been for anything in this game, and what a goofy ass drop to go dry on. Goofy. Shucks, mate, wake me up. Get me that Giant Soul Amulet. Um, it was kind of lame. But fun memories, man. Royal Titans, gosh, is it S tier? We only have one in S tier, Zoyana. I, I, oh man, dude, I think we have to. I think we got to show some love to the mid game, dude. For real, we got to get more players on this. Royal Titans, goaded for what it is. Absolutely goaded for what it is. I love that boss. All right, we might be on a streak with this next one. The Doom of Macchiato. Oh man, wow. Let's talk design. I think the design is really good. Really, really good. I will say right off the bat, let's talk about just how this Doom thing looks. I think that the shield, that's like the demon face shield, is a little bit too on the nose. You know what I mean? Like when you see this kind of stuff in nature with like bugs and other animals that can like imitate and camouflage themselves, it always is like very similar, but it's never like, yo, I opened MS Paint and drew a demon kind of similar. So I don't know. It's a little too on the nose. Like it should just be like a symmetrical pattern that kind of resembles the face of something scary or a demon or whatever. It's a little too on the nose for me. So maybe a slight subtraction on the points there. Outside of that though, I really like the dungeon that it's in. The teleport there is solid. I like the little like chest teleport flower thing you got going on. You're running through that thing. You seen them AFK sap cutters down at the bottom left corner. Shout out to them. Um, the little area to kind of load in to fight this boss, solid. The boys out there in Void. I think it's, gosh, dude, the design is good. It is really good. I do think that the lair could scale a little better as you're delving down it, if that makes sense. Like it's not very obvious that it's getting lower in delve, as you go down the different layers. But it's like all right, I guess. It's like decent, I guess. So the design, I'm like, is pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty thematic. It's a bug. It's burrowing, sure. Now let's talk about the mechanics. I think this boss has some of the best mechanics in the game. Not only does it introduce new mechanics to the player, But the way that you sort of on ramp into the fight is, dude, I'm at a loss for words. It is so good, and I'll straight up glaze this boss for that. I love the stair step degree, like the whole like level one is simple. Two, it just kind of ramps up to level eight, and then you can repeat that indefinitely if you're Wydega. Man, I think that is so good. Um, Gosh, I have so much to say about this boss. Um, I really love it. I love that Void has a purpose here. I think that's really neat. I love the whole like tech of bringing like the what is it the black silver light or whatever it is, the dark light. Great name by the way. And saving some coin on the death fees. I think this is such a good little boss, dude. Like it's so chill. It's so fun. Um, I I really love the punish mechanic and the whole like holy water situation that can kind of heal you and the grubs and all the changes they did with that to make the big grubs towards the later fights and the acid and gosh, dude, the car phase and all that and the rocks like it's a lot to learn, but none of it felt overwhelming like at all. And let me tell you straight up right now, the color of the projectiles is perfect. Whatever that plugin is that you can like override boss projectiles to be another boss's projectiles, bro, it's Doom across the board. I'm at Akka, Doom's hitting me. I'm at Dagum Whisper, Doom is hitting me. I'm at Vardorvis. I'm at anywhere that has a projectile, it's Doom. You go down that whole list, it's Doom all the way around. Love it. It's so easy to see. It's not freaking pins and needles like Whisper's trying to throw at you. I love the color of the projectiles. Love the speed of the projectiles, how it's kind of scaled to how far away you are from the boss. I just love the mechanics of this boss, man. Straight up. The only one I don't like is the volatile earth. Even to this day, however many KC I have, I'm like, which one do you hit first? Which one is popping out the orb? It's kind of lame. I do like that you can clear acid with it, but that's just so like unintentional tech in my opinion. Like, I guess if you're Wydeg or whatever, and you're trying to clean the room, mop it up a little bit. Um, I do really dig the mechanics here. So much new stuff introduced, a lot that you're taught not only for this fight but other fights. Solid. Let's talk rewards. How does this boss reward you? The term handsomely comes to mind. Um, Honestly, we're just gonna be honest here. I think they're a little bit generous. I think they're a little generous here. Can't you get some of the stuff on like Devil Delve 2? Yeah, you can get the cloth on 2. Are you kidding me? Get the eye on 3. That is crazy. And they can start dropping treads at 4. Oh my god. I love it. Obviously, it's quite rare, but like, let's look at this. A cumulative chance that on level 4, you're going to get the cloth is 1 in 610. Guys, Yama solos are 1 in 600 for a piece of oath plate, and that's a 10-minute fight or whatever it is, 8-minute fight. That is so generous. Like, I don't have any uniques here yet. 'Cause I obviously have not spent a ton of time, but like I've not spent 610 kills worth. But that is so generous to get a really good item, and like so many people are getting drops at 2 and 3 and 4. Like, I mean, I'm regularly getting delve sixes and just resetting because it's just so chill and fun. Like, I'm about this boss, bro. I am about this. I will say that the cloth makes a ton of sense coming from here. The eye makes a ton of sense coming from here. I love like how thematic that is. The bug kind of has that eye. I do think that the treads are a little misplaced. Like the treads don't really fit here to me, in my opinion. Like if there's lore that they, what is the lore for why Avernic treads are at Doom? Like the name doesn't make any sense for them to be here. I think they should have saved the Avernic treads for something coming out of like the new Vampire Quest, honestly, and put maybe like just leave it Eye of Yak and Cloth here. Like the treads being here is so OP in my opinion. Love that we have the treads, but I just think that does not really fit this boss like thematically. I definitely want to get some though. They're sitting at 190. Actually, they're coming down quite a bit. What is the eye sitting at now? 57 mil. The eye is so good, dude, and the cloth is so good. Those confliction gauntlets. What are they going for now? 87 mil. They've come down slightly. I think I bought them for 95. Oh, they're so good, dude. I think Doom is phenomenal. The pet is dope. The pet is not super rare either. So, like, pet hunters, there you go. I'm just gonna be straight up with you cats. I think Doom is another S tier for real. I really think that. I'm standing 10 fingers down on business with that one. All right. I'm ready to break hearts and sniff farts. Let's talk about Zora. Newsflash, Zora ain't it, Chief. It's just not. It's just not. It's the OG money snake. I know it. It's spitting straight GP at you. It's got hella uniques, hella drops. Big sigh. Let's talk about the design. Design is sick. I'm not gonna lie. I like the design a lot. I mean, it's a snake. What's not to like about it? Three different colors: tanzanite, magma, generic, if you will. I think that the overall like placement of this boss is pretty good, right? Like where it is, Zalandra, pretty cool area. Not gonna lie, it's pretty decent. Mechanics wise, I'm not feeling it, dude. I'm just not feeling it. Sure, you learn like Jad phase stuff, but I mean, you can do that anywhere. It's just not that engaging in my opinion. I mean, the whole mechanics are like placement around venom clouds. You wear a ring of recoil or the suffering, and you're just tanking snakelings. I just think the positioning, like positioning, is important, right? Like movement is obviously one of the main levers for like cranking up complexity and difficulty with PVM in this game. But Zora, just like learning these predetermined placements for Venom and where to stand is just kind of lame in my opinion. I never really enjoyed it, and absolutely, you can roast me in the comments. Oh, you don't know what you're doing. Totally, I don't. I don't really enjoy it for that reason. It's just like you learn these patterns, and the rotations are easy. I don't know, dude. Zora's just not the move for me. I know people love it, but the classic debate is Zora or Vorkath. They're listed next to each other on the boss list. You know where my heart's at, and it's not with you, Zora. Now talking about loots again, hella loot. Tanzanite, Magma Mutagen, Jar of the Swamps, Magic Fang, Serpentine Visage, Tanzanite Fang, Blow Piping It Up, Zolander Teleport, Uncut Onyx, Zora Scales, Pet Snakeling. That's just on the collection log. Zora is it, bro. That's why there's so many bots up in here. The loot is phenomenal. Magic Fang, ton of use. Serp Visage, ton of use. Blowpipe, Goaded, Onyx. You always need a couple. I know everybody's still chasing their mutagens. I mean, it's got great loot, man. It really does. And I do like the pet a lot. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you get. Do you have to get the mutagen to change the color of the pet? I don't have the pet, so I wouldn't know. Oh my gosh, this gallery historical art for this boss is so funny. I think Zora is not a great fight, but has really good loot and a good pet. And I think because mechanics kind of carry the day, I think Zora. I'll be fair to the boys out there. I think Zora's okay to go in B tier. What y'all think? Y'all think that's fair? Let's talk about Vorkath. Now Vorkath is like everybody's introduction to consistent post quest like money boss, right? And gosh, I remember like, dude, when you need to get your money up, not your funny up, you stroll on out to Vorkath, okay? Vorkath's got it going on. I think that the design of the boss, sick. Zombie dragon, who doesn't love that? Side note, can we just have the Salvami stack with the Slayer Helm? Please, please, can I get a Blue Dragon's task and be excited about it now? Please, dog. I've done my time. Um, Ungale or whatever it's called is sick. Him laying in the middle is chill, poking him, waking him up. Wake me up. Let's talk mechanics. I do like the mechanics here. It's simple to go brain off, but you still have to have a little bit of brain power going on with like you know, the death bomb that's coming out after you, the fire bomb, you know, flicking on the prayers, manually casting the crumble undead. There's enough happening, and the Wooks walking is a great little skill to learn. Ton of fun with that. Melee Vorkath is so much fun, so chill. You're making a hell of money. The pet is great. What's not to love here? I mean, other than the Vissies that are just so pointless. I say that skeletal visage. I mean, that thing is like perma at 15 mil. It's perma at 15 mil. Let me just give some love really quick to one little item on this drop table that y'all are just straight sleeping on, and that is the dragon bone necklace. Okay, dragon bone necklace. You can make the bone crusher necklace out of this thing. It's got the same stats as a fury, but way more prayer minus the strength bonus. Now you're getting two. You're getting two. That's not too shabby. Now, if you're a main and you've got 76k to your name, please go buy this. Buy this over a glory. Right? Am I not right about that? Is a glory not worth more? What is this? Hang on. OSRS glory amulet 10 10 10 Ren 10 10. What are we talking about? What's the stats on this thing? Glory. Okay. All right. Glory's got a little bit more, but by a smidge. It's got the same attack bonus, 4 more strength bonus, which is worth something. I mean, pick your poison, man. You want the prayer to keep piety on? Get you a dragon bone, man. Get you a dragon bone. Can you imagine dragon bone had four strength? It'd be at least worth 200k. Regardless, I think Vorkath is fantastic. I snagged that Vorky pet at like 430 something KC, something like that. I think this is a fantastic boss. I'm gonna put Vorkath in. I think it's A tier, man. I really do. I think it's very deserving of A tier. Let's keep rolling. How many more we got? Oh my god, we got so many more to talk about. All right, y'all bear with me. This is gonna be a long one. Let's talk about the Phantom Muspa, the muffin, if you will. I like the Phantom Muspa. I like the area that it's in, the dungeon that it's in. I think that the design of the boss is pretty cool. He's like that fat wormy dude. He's got some claws going on. He's kind of translucent. He kind of reminds me of like the Chaos from the Sonic games growing up. Y'all know about that dude, Sonic Adventure? Chaos just kept getting bigger. Um, I do like the Muspa. I like the design. I like it all. He's kind of chilling. He's kind of roommates with Duke, sort of. If you think about it, he's the one that kind of goes picks up DoorDash for Duke since Duke ain't got no legs. But no, I like Phantom Muspa quite a bit. I think the mechanics are interesting. They're not like game changing by any stretch of the imagination. They don't really teach you too much, but they do introduce a couple of new things that are pretty cool. I do like the step back mechanic. So for those of you who do not know, on the Phantom Muspa melee phase, if you it's kind of hard to explain. If Muspa attacks you with a melee attack while he's walking towards you, um, you're going to take a 0, and if you step back a tile, you can kind of keep that cycle going. I really enjoy the step back method. If you're just rocking a bofo and want to chill out for a nice Friday evening, it's pretty chill. The whole like jump around the room in a cloud situation where you can flick rigger and still hit him is dope. Smite phase is really interesting. I think that that's pretty cool. You can bring your ZCB, you can bring your whatever, spec him out with some Dragon Bolts or whatever, Sapphire Dragon Bolts. Flicking Smite to get that extra bit of DPS in is cool. I think it's good. There's some annoyances, right? Like the little, I do think that the like little spires that kind of chase you around the room for that one special attack go just a little bit too long, kind of annoying. But I think mechanics are pretty solid. Loot and rewards. I think the Venator bow is great. I do like that it drops in shards. If I'm ever like wanting to go somewhere where I'm like, where can I make 15 mil in an hour? Probably with the level of infrequency with which I play this game, it's definitely going to be Phantom Muspa. Those Venator shards are only 1 in 100. Like you're probably snagging that. Like you're going to get 50 kills in an evening, maybe. I don't know, something like that. You're like you have a pretty decent chance of getting a Venator shard. Heck, getting two. Um, I spooned the charged ice on this, even though I don't have muffin. I got a very fast kill fairly early in my account, so I would love to get muffin because I do think that that transmog charged ice version of the pet is great. That kind of like glowing teal shielded phase. Oh, I love it. I do want that pet. I don't have it. Frozen Cash is pretty cool because you have like a second chance at some loot. I do like that. I'm gonna put Phantom Muspa in the A tier. I do like this boss actually. Y'all can hate me down below. Let's talk Nightmare. Oh gosh. I'm gonna hit the mic on this one. I need some water for this one. What can I say that Sebe hasn't already said? Remember, blah, blah, follow the rules, go back to your training. All right, let's start with the design. I'm gonna shoot you straight, dog. We're straight shooters down here in the South. I don't think this design fits this game that well. I'm just gonna be straight about it. I don't think this hunchback of Notre Dame bitch ass lady over here with some Ozempic fingers, I don't think it really fits. Like, it could, it can. I mean, it does. It's in the game. It's been here for a minute. I just, I'm, I just don't think she looks like medieval enough or something. It's like a Resident Evil offshoot going on. I mean, it's a little creepy, but whatever. I'm just not really into the design. Now, environment is a totally different story. I think that like the little lair that she's in and the lore behind it and all the people down there, solid. Solid, solid, solid. Mechanics wise, I've done very, very little of this boss for the main reason we're going to talk about next, which is loot and rewards. But um, truthfully, I think the mechanics are okay. The whole like shadow situation, the husks or whatever, decent. Standing in the flowers and shooting the pillars and all that. It's just so long. The fight is so long and unnecessary. I don't really care for the prayer swapping, like, gotcha, you're praying melee, but it's mage or whatever. Like, I just, to me, that kind of stuff is so gimmicky to me. I just don't think it's just gimmicky. Like, I just don't like that. Loot wise, gosh, this is so polarizing. Just say it with me right now. Inquisitor's armor set and mace looks so good. It looks so good. What a miss that this is not like the Yama, as Yama is to Oathplate, that Nightmare can't be that to Inquisitor, and it's Inquisitor's fault. The fact that it's paper and it's just so unfortunate. It looks so good. I remember, I think this came out while I was taking a break from the game, and I remember logging in and seeing this, being like, oh, everybody's got this. Okay, this is the new like best in slot strength gear. Did this come out before Nex? Actually, I'm very curious. Nightmare came out in 2020. When did they put Nex out? Let's go back and find that really quick. Nex came out. They did. Okay, it came out in 2022. So I was like, all right, great. Like, we're rocking some Inquisitor. This is the new thing. This looks sick. AF, dog. Like, gosh, it's such a miss that it has like no defense, dude. No, it's such a freaking miss. Everybody wants it to come out in Raids 4 to get a fortified Inquisitor set. Dude, the mace is so baller. I do wish that like the standard stance for holding the mace was not just like, it's out in front of you. I wish it was like resting on your shoulder or something sick. But obviously it's not. But I do really like the design of that. I do think the pet is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, pet is pretty dope. But the Nightmare Staff, whoever had that suggestion to just slap the Nightmare Staff in a store and let the orbs be the drop, you're goated. Thank you to you. Um, Otherwise, what is the point of any of this? Volatile orb, see it, bounty hunter, harmonized orb, see it, bounty hunter. Oh, what are we doing with any of this? Like 195 mil for the harmonized orb. What does this even do again? What is this even? It's so late at night. I already forgot. Autocast offensive standard spells, ancient whatever. It gives 15% magic damage. Increased to 4. What is okay? So we're hitting hard. I mean, okay, we're doing. It's like the mage AGS. Great, great. Everybody wants the Eldritch for its healing effect. Nightmare. Let's cut to the chase here. We got to keep rolling. I think Nightmare, whatever you want to call this thing. Oh, the loot is kind of cool. All right, let's put it in C tier. And that is including Fasani. We're not going to separate those out. Let's get on to some good stuff. Let's talk about Yama. One of the newest additions to the game came out last May 14th, 2025. Oh man, so much to say here. So much to say about our boy Yama, the man behind the upcoming leagues. Oh, Demonic Pack's going to be so much fun. Shout out to the boys that are taking PTO for some leagues. Does it come out on a Wednesday? Yes, because everything comes out on a Wednesday. Let's talk design. Goated. Goated. Literally, he looks like a goat. It's Tumnus on steroids, dog. Yama is the boy. He is the boy. The lair, impeccable. The agility shortcuts to get there, phenomenal. Love, love, love everything about this. This is why you're going to see Yama in my podcast intro every single time. Yama is the boy. Let's talk about Mechanics. First of all, he's tiny on that throne. He's kind of cute. Then he becomes big dog in the sky. He new boot goofing out here. All right, let's talk about loot and rewards. I cannot say enough good things about Oathplate. I can't. It looks so good in its standard form, even better as Radiant Oathplate. It's still kind of got the asymmetrical vibe going on. Doesn't Bandos have a little bit of that? Like it's got a slightly larger shoulder pad going on the right side there. Dude, dude, that's one of my goals this year. Snag some Oathplate. Could I buy it? Sure. Do I want to get it myself? Yes. I want Oathplate big bad. I don't have Torva yet. I don't need none of that mess, but Oathplate, dog. This junk looks real good. This junk looks real nice. Real nice, Clark. I'm gonna get you something real nice. Soulflame Horn, I mean it's alright though. It's alright. It's gonna get you that guaranteed spec. It looks like a weird deformed party hat. I do think they could have made that look better. It's a little like Christmas elf looking, you know what I'm saying? Little Christmas elf. Barrel of Demonic Tallow for loot, fabulous. I love the Forgotten Lot box. You just every time you pull that, you feel like Lloyd Christmas. You're like, so you're telling me there's a chance that I'm pulling Oathplate out of this? Absolutely, and the answer is no. Dossier, the contract system. I don't really want to get into all that. I really just don't. It's all right, I guess. The fact that you can't do a contract is kind of lame, but I understand it. Like I understand it, sure. Um, they're all right. They're all right. You know, what's the drop rate I'm pulling that Oathplate acquisition? 133. Hmm, not bad. The fact that you can make 82 mil from a piece of paper is great. It's like a it's like a noted piece of Oathplate. Overall, man, Yama, the loot, everything about this. Oh, we got to go back to the mechanics. So we did not talk nearly enough about the mechanics. I think some of the mechanics of this fight are some of the best in the game. The glyphs on the ground, the multiple phases you're doing, the fact that you can do this, the little what do they call it? The why am I forgetting the names of these things? I'm gonna tell you the scientific name for what I'm thinking of right now. Let me find this. The little orbs. Orbs. What are we calling these? The glyphs? I don't even know. The orbs. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. Love this. Love everything about the mechanics of Yama, the one tick stepping stones, the judge of Yama. Oh my goodness. And then the little bow tie situation at the end on phase 3, the wave skip. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good. I've been doing lots of solos recently. They're long fights, sure, but I mean, what I got to do? What I got going on? This is such an easy S tier for me. It's not even funny. Yama is absolutely in the S tier. Now it is time for everybody's polarizing favorites, the Forgotten Four from Desert Treasure 2. Up first, the Duke Succulus. Let's get started with overall design and environment. Man, you already know. You already know. It's so good. It's so good. The Gorak dungeon was made for this dog. He's poking through the ceiling. He's poking through the walls. He's snoozing. He's hitting the. Gotta go poison him. He hasn't been to a dentist in 400 years. Duke is so much fun, man. I will say it's a little annoying to like. I say that they fixed it. You can go like preset for 4 fights now. Oh, that change was so good. That change was so good. I never really like bosses that are too like prep heavy, you know? Like that kind of stuff gets so annoying over time, especially if you're grinding it. But it's not too bad. It's easy to dodge. You can do the whole like start on this tile mess and like one tick the freaking mushrooms and all that stuff you have to do and prep the potions and all that's pretty chill. Um, and you get some sustained drops with the pizzas and all that. Like, mm, design so good for Duke. Mechanics wise, there are some mechanics again built into the prep side, but they're not too annoying. You're making the potions now that they oh my god, the fact that they again allow you to prep for like 4 and finally the little potions stack up. They're stackable. Thank you. Why was this not a day one thing? I do like this fight. It's interesting. It's like kind of a new mechanic. I'm trying to think of like how many fights use that little step back method where you're like hitting, hiding, hitting, and hiding. I do like that. The eye is like kind of sneaky, more forgiving than you think that it is, which is interesting. You can kind of sneak that hit in towards the end there, which is nice. The poison the floor thing, the vents that pop up and being able to snag a hit on the way across is really nice. I do like that. And we'll just go ahead and talk about the Awaken as well. I think I've tried it once or twice. I do think obviously that this is the easiest Awaken boss. Um, let's talk about drops. Let's talk about drops. I love that you can get Virtus from here, from all four of them. I think that's a good idea. Makes a ton of sense. It's very thematic. It's on brand. I do have the Virtus mask drop in the clog. I don't know how I feel about that. It could have been anything else. Why did it give me the mask? But it did. I also have the Magus ring, or I had the Magus ring. I've talked about that. I feel like before. Not really worth it anymore, but it's a solid drop. I don't have the Eye of the Duke. The Ice Quartz is good. Overall, man, Duke is good. Duke is so fun. The pet is so good. Is it S tier though? Let me think about this. Let me compare it. Zoyana, Titans, Doom, Yama, Duke. It might have to be, bro. It might have to be. Is Duke S tier? Let me think about this. I don't think it's quite S tier. It's good, but it's not quite there. I think it's A tier. That pet is so good. It is really, really pushing it up there. Now, let me tell you really quick about Leviathan. Oh my god, this boss is just not it. It's not it, dude. And they're gonna be saying in the comments, "You suck." They're gonna be saying in the comments, "You're terrible at the game." I don't care. I don't want to work a 40-hour week, put my kids to bed, and sit down and kill the Leviathan. Are you freaking kidding me? Who wants to do that shit? It's so ass. Like, the whole like trick that they play on you in DD2 where it's like, oh, you see the little snake and then it's him. That's cool. That's cool. The environment is good, I'll give it that. I guess the scar, the brain, whatever's going on with that, the weird sinking ships. Cool. You can get there with the Guardians of the Rift teleport. Cool. Like that's all fine. The look is decent, I guess. I think he could have been a little bigger, I feel like. Bigger snake. What are we talking about? Um let's talk about mechanics though. You learn a lot here. You have to learn a lot to be decent here. I do like the color and shape of the orbs. I think it's very clear. It's kind of Doom adjacent, even a little bit bigger. I do think the timing's a little funky. Like it makes sense, right? But like maybe it's just my internet, dog. But I don't know. I feel like I miss the ones that I shouldn't miss over here. But regardless, I do like that you can skip the lightning special and kind of jump back and forth. Placing the rocks and all that is whatever. But I just think it's kind of like snobby complicated if that makes sense. Like you gotta barrage it and freeze it and web weaver it in the back, and then it's just like I just want to kill a boss. It's a little complicated for OSRS in my opinion. Like for what it's worth, right? For what it gives you. It's just not that valuable. Like it's just the drops are just not that good in my opinion. The pet isn't even that good. I'm not about the Leviathan, man, for real. For real. I'm just gonna stand on business on that one. So I think Leviathan, I will give it some credit because it is like it's got some strong mechanic stuff going on. You do need to know how to do that kind of stuff for a lot of different things in the game. So I'm gonna go B tier. I'm gonna go B tier on Leviathan. Again, this is the objective truth on the tier list. Let's talk Whisper though. Whisper is interesting. I've kind of grown to like Whisper a little bit more. Maybe that's just having a little bit better mage gear now. I think that oh man, the environment for this is so good, so good, dude. I love how they rolled out little Camtorm or whatever, and it's like this free to play kind of purple hue place. Best believe I got that hammer from there, that offhand hammer. I love it. You go down that like dark cavern, you're in this underground Lassar city, bro. The sanity stuff down there in the quest was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. The arena that you fight the Whisper in is fantastic. You pull the little noggin out the lake, brother. It's so good. It is a great fight. It's so quiet too. The whole unsettling Whisper factor is so good. I love that. Um, I think that the way it's kind of similar to Doom in a way, which I think is why I kind of like it now because like I didn't like it at first. I got into Doom. Now this is out, whatever. Um, I like how it kind of builds on itself. Like the patterns of the attacks change and the little tentacles that are trying to get you kind of changes, and the end is like adequately stressful. You know what I mean? Like it's not insane, but you're having to like hit pray, dodge, pray, hit, whatever. Like there's like a nice rhythm to that, which is really good. It feels good to get a kill with the whisper. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure it's annoying to grind, which I have not done yet. I've done some, you know, Slayer task whisper, trips or whatever. But let's move on. And talk a little bit about loot here. It needs to spoon me that staff before I give it the shaft. You know what I'm saying? It needs to provide here. Um, it's kind of the same as all the other ones, like Virtus, cool. The Bellator Visage, like who's rocking this? Like who needs this? What does it say in here? What's the price on this? How is the Bellator ring sitting at 28 mil? What are y'all using that for? You scythe giga chads. Um, it's all right though. Whisper pet is dope. So I think that being said, I'm gonna put Whisper in. I think it's better than Leviathan. Like personally, do I go A tier on Whisper? I think I go A tier on Whisper. I really do. I think it's A tier. I really believe that. I'm gonna stand on that one. But let's bring it home with the boy, dude, the Strangler himself, the hash slinging slasher, also known as Vardorvis. 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 I have a soft spot in my soul for this guy right here. Like the rest of us, everybody hates this guy at first. It's just too much going on, but you come to love it. You really do. You do. The environment, the design. Oh my god, it's so great. It is so great. The first what NPCs that are running after you, the strangled and the stranglewood is so good, man. That whole area is so solid. The whole like howling you hear in the background. Oh my god, that is so great. Love the whole snowy, bloody, strangled, viney situation going on. Absolutely phenomenal. The design of like his head coming out of the ground. Oh, love it. Let's talk mechanics here. The mechanics here are so good. He's going to kick your ass hard. Enough chip damage to make food mean something. And the axe is in the head, dude, on the standard fight. I didn't even talk. I didn't even talk Awaken for the rest of these. Forget Awaken. Y'all can handle that on a separate one. Let's go back to Vardorvis. I think this is one of the best fights. This is like the pinnacle arcade fight, in my opinion. What do I mean by arcade? Arcade, I mean you can log in, you can be at this boss in 2 minutes, you can kill him 50 times in a night, drink a couple beers, you're chilling, dude. Vardorvis is so much fun to just. Once you learn axe skipping, it's so good, man. It's so good. You're watching for the prayer head, the situation to come up, swap your prayer to range. It's just so good. It's like you learned a lot about the game, how to play for the future, that kind of stuff. Great mechanics. Oh, so great. Let's talk about rewards. Virtus as always. Chromium Ingot, get that out of here. Awakener's Orb, get that out of here. But y'all already know Ultor Vestige, Executioner's Axe. Of all the Soul Reaper axe pieces, which one do you think is coolest? Let's all say it together. The Executioner's Axe Head. I spooned it at 4KC. You can thank me later. Ultor Vestige, as always. Oh, so good. Everybody needs it. Blood Quartz, great. So much fun. The pet, dope. You already know what we're going to say here. Vardorvis, absolutely is in the S tier. Now, do we talk about sporadic bosses? Maybe we'll just do a quick little parkour situation. Just hop right over this. Mimic Hespori Scotizo. Mimic Hespori Scotizo. Design on the Mimic. The lair is cool, right? Like where you fight it, the environment, the arena is cool. It's so Toontown, bro. Like it is so cartoon. Like I'm not into it. I'm not into it. Who was talking about the Bloodhound transmog to the Mimic? I'm sure give the people what they want. The first Mimic kill I ever got, I got the Ring of Third Age. It feels so private servery, dude. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's throwing candy at you. You gotta go to the dentist. I'm gonna put the Mimic in like D tier. For real though. I'm just not into it. Hespori, I gotta show some love to Hespori for real. It's a daily boss, which is like whatever. Is it even a boss? Sure. The dart situation's kind of whatever. Not really a lot of mechanics going on. The environment's cool. It's in the farming guild. The loot is ass, but I got the pet from Hespori, dog. I got Tangleroot from Hespori at level 97. I was so grateful to Hespori, and for that reason, I will at least put it in C tier. I will. I'll do it. I'll be nice. Scotizo. Scotijo, I mean, there's not much to say here. It's kind of generic in my opinion. It feels very Raid Shadow Legends to me, you know what I'm talking about? Like, the whole environment, the look of this, the pet's so easy to get. I mean, the clues are nice, but the ancient shards are such a bait. Like, when you're trying to charge up your arc light, I think Scotizo is kind of ass. Let's just go ahead and drop it in D tier and move on. Scotizo. All right. Slayer bosses, we're going to have to be so fast with this. Like, I just ain't got the time. I don't have the time. We got to get to raids and so much else. Let's talk Slayer bosses. Here we go. The Shellbane Griffin, dude, looks like he's high on crack. I don't know much about the environment. I've been out there once. Don't really care. Bell's Folly, do not really care. Griffin Feathers, do not really care. Gull Pet, cool, I guess. It's like a mid-level Slayer boss. I mean, we need more of them, I guess, but it's just kind of lame. I think the design's kind of lame, dude. I'm just gonna put this in D tier, and so we can move on with our life for real. Grotesque Guardians. I'll slow down just a little bit here. I think these are kind of underrated. Did I just say that? I did. I think the environment is sick. Top of the Slayer Tower, ring the bell. Oh, I think that is really dope. I love that you're fighting two of them. I think that they both look sick. Um, the mechanics of the fight are kind of whatever, but you do learn a couple things that are valuable for later, like standing on the little orb so it doesn't heal is like useful in Tob for Zarpus or whatever. Eh, it's all right. Other than that, the rest of the mechanics or whatever, the loot's kind of ass. The granite hammer's kind of dope. I do like the granite hammer that's come out now. The rest of it is kind of whatever. I think Grotesque Guardians though, the pet is so good. I think it's at least C tier. I think it's C tier. Let's drop it in C tier. All right, Abyssal Sire. Abyssal Sire used to be so annoying. It used to be so freaking annoying. But it's gotten a lot better. It's gotten a lot better with those changes. You're one hitting with the Scorching Bow. That's so much better. The Ember Light is so much better here. I think it's alright as a Slayer boss. I think like beforehand, it kind of straddled this like non-Slayer boss annoyance level and like Slayer boss type of like, I don't know, like you're doing more damage because it is a Slayer boss. You're on task. I think it's all right though. I think it's at this point with like the drops that it can give you, the unsired is kind of fun. It's like a little lottery thing. You're gonna get the bludgeon. It's a little kind of slow paced, I would say, to kind of get those drops. I do have like everything here but the pet, and I did spoon like 3 unsireds and a 100 KC task. I think with the changes, it's enough to be a B tier. I really think that it's enough to be B tier. Kraken, Kraken only gets points for the freaking pet, dude. Like, it's so bad. Like it's bugged, bro. Like you just can't look. Let me just check out the boxes here. I like the pet. That's it. That's all. I like the pet. Kraken's F tier. It's terrible. This is just pointless. Cerberus. I'm gonna catch some heat on this. I don't like Cerberus, dude. It's just not fun. Like I've done enough KC to make it interesting. The like mismatched balance of the crystals, like I get it. Like Peg Crystal 100k, whatever. I don't think Hell Puppy's all that cool, honestly. I just the environment's kind of weird. Like I would have just rather be instance. Like let it be instance. Don't put 3 Cerberuses in one layer and have a hunchback keymaster in there telling you which one's empty and which one's not. The ghost mechanic is like okay. Like it's, you do learn a little bit of timing with that on like flicking your prayers or whatever, and you can dodge the lava and all that, but it's just like what 91 Slayer to go kill this thing. It's just like so inflated and pompous. I think Cerberus is like D tier for real. Like it's just not it. Let's keep going because we got some good stuff to get to. Araxor, my goodness, dude. This is how you do a Slayer boss. The environment, fantastic. The fact that you have options, like sure, Cerberus, you can go kill Hellhounds for some hard clues. Araxor gives you a choice. You can get up in there with the rack sights, get you some Arania boots. Love that. Love the environment for Araxor. The boss mechanics are so good. They absolutely hit the nail on the head when they said you can expect a boss that has enough interesting mechanics that like help you learn the fight, but it's brain off after 20 kills. They freaking nailed it. There's enough tech where you can step under and get have it hit itself. There's all the little combat achievements for the different ways you can kill the boss and have the whatever they call it, the minions and everything else exploding the orange one underneath him. I've done what 1,000 KC of Rax or something like that, 800, 900 something. I love this boss so much. The loot is so good. I have been absolutely spoon fed Araxite fangs. I think I've gotten 3 or 4 from this boss in less than 1,000 KC. I've gotten one completed halberd. The halberd is so dope. I love the halberd. The pet is so great. I want the pet so bad. I love the Slayer helm, Araxite Slayer helm. I think that they knocked it out of the freaking Araxite cave with this one. Let's go Araxor in a very easy S tier. Let's talk about Thermi. Thermi, Thermi, Thermi. Thermi, Thermi, Thermi. I didn't love Thermi for a while. I still don't love it. I do like the design a lot though. The little neon yellow is pretty cool. 93 Slayer again. What are we doing? It's just so unnecessary, so gatekeepy to fight this stupid boss. There's no mechanics. I think the easiest way to do it now is just redemption method with an Eye of Iac. You're taking defense down with your specs. Colt necklace, sure. A couple mil in the smoke battle staff, sure. But you're here for the pet. You're here for the smoke. You literally are here for the smoke. I mean, I think it's a C tier boss. I think it's kind of middle of the road. C's get degrees. Thermi. There you go. Let's talk about Hydra. Let's talk about Hydra. Kind of same song and dance here. I think 95 Slayer. I get it. You gotta gatekeep some stuff every now and then. Nobody really likes Hydra, but I don't mind it all that much, to be honest with you. I do kind of like the environment of it. It's a little on the edge of like, why is this in this game? It's like a little scientifically advanced, I think, for the theme of old school RuneScape with like chemicals and all this other mess. But I'm like, sure, it's a little Towny in my opinion. Even the design of the boss, but whatever. I digress. I don't mind the mechanics. It is so just like brain off though that it's like really not engaging pretty quickly. The whole like moving them over the fence and then like stalling the lightning. Like once you kind of get the lightning stall down after like your second kill, that's like okay. Like I learned the little tech here, and then being able to stall the fire out is whatever. Um, and then you do learn some prayer switching. Cool, I guess. If you're learning that at 95 Slayer, though, what are you doing? The loot is solid. Hydro Leather's great. The claw obviously is what everybody's looking out for here. The brimstone ring pieces, I'm like sure, but the pet is so good. You get so much value in that pet. I really would love to have that Ickle Hydra pet. I think Hydra is a solid B tier. I think it's a solid B tier. It's not bad at all, man. It's really not. I do tend to like a little Hydra. I'll take a Hydra task every now and then. I really will. All right, let's start to land this plane a little bit. Let's talk mini game bosses. I tend to disagree with that label, but sure, let's talk Hunliff, Gauntlet, Jad, Zuck. Let's get there, go there, get there, got there, went there. Let's do it. Let's talk about the Gauntlet. Let's just combine them here. Let's talk about regular Gauntlet and Corrupted Gauntlet. Man. Man, oh man. All right. Did somebody say dungeoneering? Okay, we've made that joke 1,000 times. Let's talk about the environment here. I really like it. I like the design of this boss. I think it looks phenomenal. I'm so sick of hearing the music of this area. I know I can turn it off, but I forget all the time. In fact, I play with sounds off most of the time, but for whatever reason, I guess when I'm up in the gauntlet, I got the songs on. What do we think about the environment here? I think it's good. Let's talk about the mechanics. Everybody hates it, dude. Everybody hates the prep. It's just annoying. Like it's just annoying. It's just annoying to prep. Um, I feel so bad for hardcores that are like tier 2, tier 3 prepping for this. It's just so terrible. You just got to go T1 all day long and just get over it. Um, I will say though, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. The mechanics of fighting this boss, I think, are really, really good. I think this is a great way to kind of like get yourself out of like the late mid game into the early late game. This is definitely the boss for me that was like the crossroads in the game where I was like, okay, because I play on a pretty jank setup, right? Like I'm on a Mac, I'm rocking a Mac keyboard. You can make fun of me. I got the Amazon mouse going on, but like we get her done, okay? This is the thing that necessitated having F keys going for me. Like you had to learn F keys here. And I'm so glad that I did because I think that it really unlocks the rest of the game for you as you're wrapping up your quest cape, you're killing this boss. You're learning about prep. Honestly, it took me longer to figure out the prep than it did to figure out the boss. And once I got that down, I mean, I just camped the gauntlet for like weeks and weeks and weeks. Um, and by that, I mean, I would come home, play for 2 hours at night, and get however many KC that is. It's like 6, 7 minute kills, whatever. Yeah, 6, 7. I just said that. Dadgummit, I'm gonna get flamed. But this is such a great. I think the Gauntlet is such a great teacher, which is funny because it's kind of thematic with like what the Gauntlet is to Prif Dennis, right? It's like an elven training ground. It really is a training for you as a player. So if you're like, oh man, I don't know about trying that Gauntlet or whatever, you got to get in there, dude. Just get in there and suck it up. You might get lucky. Now, loot and rewards. It's a great money builder. It's a great like rebuild place to go. You don't need any gear, any equipment, obviously, to get in there and make some money. Get you some crystal shards, get you some alchables. Solid, 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 solid. But the BOFA, the enhanced crystal weapon seed, it's just too rare. What is it? 1 in 800? It's just like no wait, 1 in 800 is the pet. It's only 1 in 400 for the crystal seed. That's still just too much, dude. I mean, seriously, for months of me playing it and doing a couple runs a night, like what 200 KC, 300 KC, it's just not worth the grind, in my opinion. Eventually, you're gonna make enough money if you're a man to go get one, but I hate that this is so gatekeepy for Iron Man accounts. You just have to have that BOFA, but it makes sense, and you're gonna do it. You're gonna get locked in the red prison. That's why they call it that. But you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna have some fun, at least for the first like 100 KC. But then you're gonna be so over it. I unfortunately spooned this pet at 4 KC. 4 KC. Ugh, so sad. I've got enough armor seeds and weapon seeds to share, but no enhanced, no enhanced. We had to buy that thing ourselves. Corrupted Gauntlet though, I think it's good. I think Gauntlet is a definite A tier. It's worth it. Give it some respect, man. Put some respect on its name. I'm just gonna be so fast on these next ones, dude. You already know the drill. Tiz Talk Jad, the fight caves is so freaking iconic, bro. Oh my god, it is so iconic. Everybody remembers their first fire cape. You absolutely remember it. You remember trying to get it as early as you could. Oh my gosh, you know all about some Italy rock, bro. Like I love the standard fight caves. It is so chill. I'm kind of sad because I'm low key happy but low key sad because very recently, a couple weeks ago, I actually got this pet on a cape gamble on task. So like you have on task, obviously you have like a 1 in 100 versus 1 in 200 chance to get the pet, but a cape gamble stays at 1 in 200. So I snagged it on a cape gamble. Oh my god, dude! About hopped out. I think I did it on my iPad, dude, and it's just like freaking chilling one night. I just run. I'll run a fight cave any day of the week, bro. It's so chill. It is so chill. I love it. The pet is freaking phenomenal. The fire cape is absolutely goaded. I don't care what you say. Put some respect on the fire cape, on the cheese cape. I think. And dude, talk about mechanics that introduce you to the game. Holy freaking smokes. The OG of prayer switching. Jad is S tier, all caps, all day freaking long. Let's talk about Zuck. Now, this is a tough one, okay, because you kind of have to look at it independently. You've got the Inferno and you've got Zuck. You've got the Inferno and then you've got Zuck. I'm absolutely ready to out myself here, but let's start with Zuck. Zuck as an independent boss. So we're talking from the moment the shield comes up until the moment he's dead. Let's talk about that experience. It's so good. It is so good. It is respectfully challenging is a great way to put it. You have to be conscious of your movement. You have to manage your supplies, manage your prayer switching. You have to know your targeting, know your positioning has to be so strong. You have to understand HP thresholds for spawning sets. Have a decent internal clock to know when the sets are spawning or ending or whatever. Are you paused? Are you unpaused? When are the healers coming? When do you want to spawn them? All that is extremely important. And I love that. Like, I think that the Zuck fight, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Now, let's break it down a little bit further. Let's go back to his design. I think the Zuck design is phenomenal. So freaking dope. That's why we have a Zuck helm. I'll never get it, but that's all right. The mechanics of the Zuck fight, as I've already said ad nauseum, are phenomenal. There's so much to learn here between a little bit of prayer flicking, not really so much in the Zuck fight. I mean, you have the Jad going on, which, dude, I gotta go back and watch the VOD. The first time that they saw and killed triple Jads and then saw Jad again during the Zuck fight had to be absolute cinema. I remember watching those streams back in the day, like people just trying to get the first completion was nutty. I mean, the first person to triple Jads is just like, holy smokes. Anyways, I think the Zuck fight is so good. It's an easy S tier. It's enjoyable. Again, it's like respectfully challenging. It doesn't feel cheap. You know if you're gonna if you're out of the range of the shield and you're gonna get hit by something. I think the healers are a little annoying, but once you know how to blow pipe walk, it's really not that bad. So Zuck, easy S tier. Now let's talk about the Inferno. It's just too damn long, bro. It's just too damn long. It is too long. It's too long. I got a job, bro. I'm sitting in a house and I have a mortgage, okay? It is too long. If you heard that BE podcast recently with Moist Critical, he said the same thing. It's too long, bro. I've got about 10 attempts under my belt. I'm capping out in the like upper 50s to low 60s. Like, I'm so close. I'm gonna get there, dude. Zuck's not the problem. I've killed Zuck a bazillion times on simulator. I've done triple jads a bazillion times. I could do triple jads with my eyes closed, bro. I've done 6 jads on all types of mess. Like it. I've done 6 jads on leagues. Yes, I'm so ready to be toasted in the comments. I've done it without any. I've done it. Okay, I've done it. I've done it. It's not that hard. It's not that bad. Okay. I've just got to figure out these freaking waves, dude. I just got to figure out the waves, man. Like I said, I'm getting really far. We're gonna get there very soon. It's just I ain't got time for more than 1 or 2 attempts on a night, and I just don't want to spend every night of my life like this. We're gonna get there. I know. I guarantee I'll be one of the brave few who the first time I see Zuck, that's it. Like I'm not gonna need a second time. I'm not gonna need it. I've practiced way too much on the actual Zuck fight and I've underestimated the waves absolutely. So I've got my flicking down. I'm good with all that. I've just got to figure out a few more solves, get lucky on a couple other ones, and hope I don't splash on freezes. So we're gonna put the Inferno in a very easy S tier. I do enjoy it. It's a little punishing for how long it takes and to learn it and all that, but there you go. Now, admittedly, I'm trying to do Inferno before we knock out Coliseum. I do, just skipping ahead to Soul Heritage here. Again, done the simulator a bazillion times. It's going to be another one that's very similar to the Inferno, but probably less punishing for me because it's a much quicker experience. The Soul fight is just so good, dude. It's so good. Like, taking off your armor mechanic is fantastic. Dude, the whole, like, him sitting up on the throne, jumping down to fight you, the environment, the look of Soul, kind of like android almost, like robot kind of looking dealio, but not. Oh, it's so sick, bro. Um, I remember watching some of these first few fights and being like, how do these cats know which squares they can stand on? What in the world possesses them to know where to go? I had no understanding of like the spear one, spear two, shield one, shield two situation. That was blowing my mind. Dudes out here hitting the Michael Rackson on him. But I digress. Great fight, great design, great mechanics. Again, Coliseum, very interesting as well. Nobody likes the debuffs. Like I think we just all know invocations are not the move. So like maybe bonus like points off for that. Loot wise though, like it's interesting. Like how do we feel about the fact that you're going for like the wave based untradeable bis cape for that style, but you're also getting loot? Like I have a feeling when they do the mage cape version, it's really not going to be this way. Sunfire is kind of whatever. Echo Crystal, they should have called it the Glaive, man. They really should have. But um, I think Soul is very close to S tier, but for a holistic experience, I know I don't have very much experience here. I'm gonna go A tier. I think Soul is A tier. I think the Coliseum is A tier. I think it's just kind of got the annoyance of the debuffs. We're gonna skip skilling bosses because y'all know the drill there. I'll just be brief. Temperos, A. Love the design. Wintertod, D. And Volcano, C. C tier. All right. It's time to bring it home with the big three. Let's talk raids. We'll briefly touch on each of the different, bosses within the raid, but we will kind of look at each raid holistically. So first up, Chambers of Zarek. Tecton, Vanguard, Vespula, Vasa, Mutadal, and the Great Ohm. What do people say about Chambers, dude? What do people say about Chambers? I have such little experience at Chambers, man. I have such little experience here. I have really not much to say about Chambers. I think it's like its downfall, like its design is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, design is pretty cool. Environment is solid, but mechanics wise, it's just like it's so unintuitive for most people. You know what I mean? Um, it's just not like it's just not really it. And skipping ahead, talking about loot for just a minute. I mean, obviously everybody wants that Tebow, but the drop rates are just like, why go here? Why go to Chambers unless you're an iron? Like, you need the prayer scrolls, you want the ancestral, everybody wants the Tebow, but you're not gonna see anything. Like you're just not. Like people are gonna see it, but it's not gonna be you. So why go here? I think design of these bosses within here are pretty cool. Tecton takes the cake. Boss is pretty slick. Mutadile, whatever. But it's all about the Great Ohm fight. Um, Obviously learning like 4 to 1 ohm, all that stuff is goaded. Uh, I, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so stained by my first experience in Chambers, which is my first raid ever. It was like 3 hours long just trying to figure it out. It's so pointless. I think Chambers is a B tier. I really do. I think it's a B tier situation. Let's give it some flowers and move on. Let's talk Tob. Maiden, you can suck one. Bloat, I actually like Bloat a lot. Great mechanics, great design. Falling meat, so solid. Down him, get that 2 down, that rare 2 down. I'm a fan of Bloat. I hate Nilo Room. I was a huge Nazi Zombies fan back in the day on some Call of Duty, but Nilo's just ain't it, man. It's just like, uh, it's just not it. It's not it. Wave based stuff is not it. Nobody likes Monkey Room. Nobody likes Nilos. Don't even try to lie to yourself. Soda's pretty cool. I like Soda's egg. It's like this glorified dark beast. It's like the red beast. Um, I'm here for some Soda's egg. I think Zarpus is probably my second favorite. I think Bloat's probably my favorite out of just the raid in general. Verzik has some really good mechanics. The step back method with the whole cabbage throws is good. The waves, I mean, with Arania boots is kind of forgiving, or not the waves, the webs is kind of forgiving with Arania boots now. But I mean, who's doing that? Um, I don't have very much top experience. I do not. I really just don't. I'm probably not even on high scores for top. Um, Top is good though overall. Like the community sentiment is really strong around Top. I do like the mechanics that you learn here. There's nothing that feels like really annoying here or cheap. Nothing really feels cheap at Top. It's a little bit more intuitive than Chambers. I think Tob, I mean, the loot is phenomenal, really phenomenal. And I like the design of Justy, man. Come on now. Everybody wants the scythe. I think the Sang is I kind of hate what they did to the same, and they did my boy dirty. I think Tob is. I think it's A tier. I think it's A tier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hate and hurt everybody out there, but that's what it's gonna be. Now let's talk about Tubes of a Masket. I think the design is fantastic. The environment is so good. I love the pyramid situation they got going on in there. I was really pumped to see Toa coming out for real, for real, for real. Obviously, it is the most accessible raid. I have the most experience here because it is soloable, and I play most of the time solo, so that is definitely a point in Toa's favor. I like the invocation system for the most part. Um, Nothing in there is like, I don't know, like you don't feel forced to do anything that you don't want to do, which is kind of nice. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot that could be better, right? But let's talk about the bosses themselves. We'll start with Akka in alphabetical order. I do like the Akka fight. Um, I do like the arena quite a bit. The mining stuff is kind of lame. I like the gear switching, the prayer switching. I think the specials are unique. The memory Simon Says stuff, the orbs and all that is pretty cool. Butterfly technique, I don't really have a ton of experience doing, but the fact that you can do that tech is pretty killer. Orb phase has been made better with less orbs, so Akka pretty solid. I do like the Baba fight, dude. Straight up, like they made that fight a lot better. The fact that Red X is still a thing, but you don't have to, and all that, and I like the rolling boulders, funny enough, and the fact that you can skip that is like really good tech in my opinion. Kefri's kind of the most annoying, to be honest with you. Like the shit everywhere, the whatever, the scarabs. Like I just kind of take the Kefri room easy. Don't really care about that room too much. Zebak is not bad. Like I think Zebak is fairly enjoyable. Wave skip is interesting. Acid is whatever. The blood magic is kind of off topic to me. I'm like, why does Zabak have this? But whatever. But the main attraction here is definitely the wardens, and then the final fight. I think that is genuinely so good, dude. So good. I love fighting the wardens. The charging, the whole like UFO pyramid situation is so enjoyable. Timing that up correctly, learning all the different specials that it's going to do, and where you can stand on lightning is so interesting. Like you can go in or out. Um, Skipping over the red dots and all the little stuff that it's spawning is great. And then the final fight is just so good. Like even on Insanity, like it's or whatever it's called, like it's so good, man. Really enjoy that. I know you can wave skip that. The one ticking of the skulls. Um, Gosh, I really enjoy it. And the whole like entrance into the loot room is so solid. I think that Toa, I know that people have issues with it, and there's definitely some issues, but I think it is. I still think it's A tier. I really don't think there's any raid to me that is S tier because I think there's just issues with some of them. Obviously, people are definitely gonna be more inclined to hit like top at first, but whatever. Well, that's everybody, guys. We have some quest bosses left. Let me just scroll this list really quick, and I'll tell you objectively what is the best quest boss. Dun, 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 dun. Cullinarimancer. You heard it here first. All right, let's recap with our tier list. Who landed in the F tier? I was pretty generous tonight. All right, rounding us out in the F tier, we have the Bipolar Brothers. We got them crazy cousins. Listen to it here first. Deranged Archaeologist, Crazy Archaeologist, Chaos Fanatic, Scorpia, Yuck, Maledictus, and Kraken. We hate them. All right, in the D tier, starting with Gemstone Crab, Blue Moon, Kriara. Give it up for Kriara. Huey, Nex, Chaos Elemental, Spindle, Obor, Scotizo, Mimic, Shelbane Griffin, Cerberus, and Wintertod. All right, in the C tier, doing nothing special, Dagonoth Supreme and Dagonoth Prime, Seracnus, Calphite Queen, Krill, Calvarion and Vedion, Kate BD, Bryophyta, Moxie, Nightmare, Hespori, Grotesque Guardians, Thermonuclear, Smoke Devil, and Volcano. In the B tier, getting a little better, we have the infamous Barrows Brothers, the Giant Mole, Dagonoth Rex, Eclipse Moon, Corporeal Beast, Ardeo and Callisto, Demonic Brutus, Zora, Leviathan, Sire, Hydra, and the infamous Chambers of Zarek. In the A tier, it's getting good up here. We have Scurious, Blood Moon, General Grardor, aka Bandos, Beef himself, Mr. Brutus, the Money Dragon Vorkath, the Phantom of all phantoms, maybe even at the opera, Muspa himself. The Duke, and he is so succulent and delicious himself, the Duke. Be quiet because it's time for the whisper. Hope you brought your prison key because you're staying there a long time. It's the Corrupted Gauntlet as well. Get your jazz, get your funk, get your soul because it's time for Soul Heredit. We have Tob and then Toa rounds it out of the A tier. And then the creme de la creme, the best of the bunch. Take them out to brunch. You got your S tier, baby. And I'm going on a date with this first one, Commander Zilyana, followed by the Royal Titans, Doom of Macchiato, Yama, Vardorvis, Araxor, Jad, and then everyone's favorite, Zuck. Can we just pause for a minute on this S tier? Look at how many new bosses are on this list. Royal Titans, Doom, Yama, Vardorvis, Araxor. Holy smokes. I mean, even Zuck to a degree, but Zilyana, Jad, and Zuck, only ones taking S tier on my list, and the rest are new bosses. Kudos to you, Jagex. Kudos to you. All right, today's community question as we land this plane. What is your favorite boss and what is your least favorite boss? What is your S tier and what is your F tier? That is going to do it for blah blah here. We have entered a new day on this recording at 12:33 a.m. Let me know. Favorite boss, least favorite. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.